This weekend was a thriller in the UFL. Fantastic finishes starting in Omaha, Nebraska.
This is it, folks. 4th and 3. 12 seconds to go. Popping, throwing for Hall. Touchdown! Forget it. What a play! That's Ferguson bringing it in. What a play by Jeff Garcia.
The excitement continued one night later in Sacramento, California. 2nd and short. Culpepper.
Watch it.
Out of the gun. Little fake going downtown to the receiver. Touchdown! Sacramento Red Winter! Tonight, running back D.D. Dorsey returns to the Las Vegas Locos lineup, fresh off his MVP award from last year's championship game. They'll face the Florida Tuskers, looking forward to rebounding off their first regular season loss in a rematch of a hot rivalry featuring the two finalists from a year ago.
You know our winning performance. Defense, strip the ball, intercept the ball, knock the ball out of their hands. Offense, we give up the ball never. Win the turnover battle, protect the quarterback. Get after their quarterback. Do the things you do when you win, right? Yes, sir. All right, baby, let's go get their ass. Bring it up.
3 for 14 on 3rd down, unacceptable. Tuskers losing last week, unacceptable. The real Tuskers are here. Prove it, play like it, and kick their ass, fellas. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go.
Tonight from Orlando, Florida, it's the United Football League on Versus as the Florida Tuskers host the Las Vegas Locos. Hi, everybody. With Doug Flutie, Craig Minervini. Welcome again to the UFL on Versus. The league expanded this year, 2 more games, but both teams come in tonight with 1 loss, so there's not much breathing room as we move on here.
With only an 8-game season, you do not want that second loss this early in the season. And the bottom line is there's a lot of parity in this league this year, and that second loss could be devastating, especially come tiebreaker time.
Hey, big weekend this week. It's Omaha hosting Sacramento, another sellout for the Nighthawks. They lead the league right now at 1-0. And then right here, you've got Las Vegas looking for their first win. Florida is 1-1, so it's a big game, and the Locos welcome back exciting running back D.D. Dorsey. He'll play tonight.
Absolutely. D.D. Dorsey last year was the MVP of the championship game. Great running back with the ball, slasher, cutter, mover, makes big plays, tough to bring down. Also catches it well out of the backfield, and even helps out on special teams.
Hey, you want to talk about tough? How about the Tuskers' loss in the last minute to Sacramento a week ago? Tonight, losses extending far beyond the standings. For more on that, let's go down to our Ryan Neese.
Those losses are injuries. One of the guys that is injured here tonight is Tim McGargle. Tim, the linebacker for the Florida Tuskers. You guys have had a tough week of practices and a short week. You're coming off your first loss. How's the team going to fare without some of the leaders on the field tonight?
Well, we have Darian Scott, Anthony Schlegel, and 2 real solid running backs stepping in for some of our injured guys. So we're excited to watch them play, and we don't think this defense or offense is going to skip a beat. We're going to come out fighting.
What do you expect from your defense tonight?
I expect a great game. I think we had a good week of practice, even though it was short. We keyed in on Las Vegas a lot, just what we did in the first game. We want to take it over to this game.
This is going to be a challenging battle, but despite the challenges, the Florida Tuskers are optimistic.
So the pregame chatter is over. It's time for a UFL reunion. The Locos from Las Vegas, the Tuskers from Florida. Next on Versus.
Locos in the building. We made this trip for nothing. Believe that.
I'll be down, man. We going in. UFL live, Vegas, all the way to Florida. East to West Coast, baby. We about to show you what it do. Las Vegas Locos.
The United Football League on Versus is presented by Men's Warehouse, the official men's retail clothing store of the United Football League. Men's Warehouse. By AOL Fan House. For more information on the United Football League, go to fanhouse.com. And by Progressive Insurance, making it easy to shop for car insurance.
Hey, Brown, let's go. First game right here, boys. First game right here.
Welcome back here.
Win on 3. 1, 2, 3.
The Tuskers are ready, and so is our senior Sports Illustrated writer, Damon Hack, working the sidelines for Las Vegas.
head coach Jim Fossil of the Locos. And, Coach, you guys are coming off of a bye week. You haven't played a game in 12 days. What do you have to do to start quickly tonight?
Well, you know, the emphasis I made with this team is we can't go out and kind of go sloppy a couple days of practice. They came out, had 3 good, hard days of practice, so I think they're ready.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight. Thanks. It's amazing. The Locos and the Tuskers, the 2 best teams from a year ago. One of them will...
Our sideline report is brought to you by AOL Fanhouse. For more information on the UFL, go to fanhouse.com. Nick Novak will kick it off. Vegas won the toss. They will receive. There is Michael Ray Garvin out of Florida State. Averaged over 30 yards a return as a Seminole, an all-time Nole record, with over 1,700 return yards there. Brooks Bollinger getting set to go to work, but he'll watch the Vegas offense first. Here we go again.
Here we go again. The 5th time in 9 games for Las Vegas that they have played the Florida Tuskers.
I think they know each other's lunch meals.
You think so?
Kickoff, we're underway. Garvin will grab it, drops it at the 7. Up to the 20. And he's tripped and taken down at about the 28-yard line. Kewan Ratliff got a piece. There's Tim Rattay taking over. Last year he was here mostly in a reserve role behind J.P. Losman. This year you see his numbers in Game 1 against Florida. He had 23 out of 38 for 183 yards. A couple of picks as well in that game.
Yeah, real slow start last time, and only had 44 yards passing at halftime. Most of those yards came late in the ball game, so he's got to get off to a good start today.
Dorsey is set in the backfield as the Locos movement on the line, ready to get going on offense.
Hold on. He didn't move.
Harry Hafner is the referee. We'll be hearing from him with all the calls.
Hold right here. Hold right here.
There's Save jumping off.
5-yard penalty, first down. Let's go.
And as soon as you jump off, the first thing you do is say, he moved, point, start shouting, try to buy the call.
51, Mark.
Brian Save, the defensive tackle. Twins to the right for Rattay. Dorsey in the backfield. First handoff of the 2010 season for him. Nothing doing. No gain of the play. McKinley Boykin, defensive tackle, got him.
Yeah, every time these teams play each other, it is a physical football game.
All right, here it is, and this is one of the reasons, Doug, this big offensive line. Jesse Boone, the center again. Capizzi, big right tackle, played on the left side last year for Vegas. The backs and receivers, the big name. Marcel Shipp is in there. D.D. Dorsey as well. Adam Bergen's an excellent receiving tight end for Las Vegas. Shipp is in the backfield now and gets the handoff. Finds some room up to about the 38-yard line, a gain of 8. Odell Thurman, the hard-hitting linebacker, made the stop. Here's that Florida defense. It is a good unit. Joe Claremont taking over at right end. Keep an eye on 53. He's in for Patrick Chikura, who's their outstanding DE, but out. Anthony Schlegel takes over for Tim McGargle, who is out with a concussion. And there's the defensive backfield, the veteran Fakir Brown, left cornerback, leads the way. Darius Bennett is the other cornerback. 3rd and 2, and Chip gets the carry. He has the first down over the 40-yard line. Hold. Melton made the stop there.
Well, Vegas is coming out and trying to establish a run a little bit here and be physical with them. They got the hard count early on for the cheap 5 yards, and now hammering the football a little bit.
52.
2nd down and 8. Rattay with his first pass. He's got a man. It's complete. Over to Sammy Parker, 29-year-old from Oregon, for a gain of 2.
Nice safe throw for a first throw, a little quick out. I thought Tim was a little lethargic in the throw. He just took his time on the throw. I was getting a little nervous that DD might break on it, but it's a nice way to come out, establish a quick passing game. Sacramento had some success getting the ball out quickly last week early in the game against this Florida defense.
So it's 3rd and 6 now, Doug, for the Locos offense.
Lee.
Rattay out of Louisiana Tech, hitting the starting range for Jim Fossil this year. Throws complete, it's Bergen, and it is a first down as he fights to the 45 of the Tuskers for a gain of 10. 2 tacklers had to bring him down. It was Davis who brought him down.
And our first helmet is flown off today.
Nice pickup over there, fellas.
Fakir Brown's helmet comes off. It'll be the first of many today in this hard-hitting game. Bergen does a great job of just feeling the zone. Bang, sits it down, takes it on the chest, turns it up. Easy first down. He's their leading receiver, dependable, big tight end. He can also get up the field for him. He's done a great job for them offensively.
Is that unusual, you think, for tight end with so many receptions leading the way?
I guess overall, if you're especially talking yardage-wise, yes. Receptions, not necessarily.
Chip for a couple of yards in the play.
Huddle.
Marcel out of the University of Massachusetts in his second year with the Locos.
Last year, we always said Marcel liked to run between the tackles a little bit, would hammer it up in there, and then when DD came in the game, he would be the slasher and mover, getting outside and all that, so inside and outside.
Over.
14 touchdowns in his NFL career as well. 2nd and 8. There he is again, a little dance move. Oh, he squeaked through and got a few yards. It looked like he would take a loss of a couple. Instead, he gains 2 before Fakir Brown stepped up from his left corner and made the stop.
Jim Fossil's pregame talk to his team, he was talking about protecting the football, that's not make the mistakes that cost you games. They're coming out running the football, being physical, being conservative in their pass game, and aren't doing anything risky right now. Now you've got a big 3rd and long situation. It's the first time Rattay may have to go up the field.
Well, they'd love to score in this opening drive, too, and set the tone. You heard the comments from Jay Grigg before the game, commenting on come out strong right away. He felt that the Locos were more physical in their meeting 2 weeks ago. Even though the Tuskers pulled it out. Rattay downfield. That's Perry. Perry nearly snuck free, got a first down, and it got down to the 25, a gain of 15. Simeon Castile made the stop. Good connection to his, probably one of his favorite wideouts in Tad Perry.
Tab runs a great route. He spins it back to the inside and pivots. An easy throw for Tim, but easy throw because D.D. Dorsey picked up the blitzer off of the edge. You know, the little guy that we're expecting to be the slasher runner, big play guy, steps up and picks up the blitz.
Rattay is 3 for 3 passing here. Good start. This time it's Dorsey spinning and getting about 3 yards in the play. Odell Thurman got a piece of him and brought him down. What dimension does Dorsey bring to the Locos offense?
I think he scares the living daylights out of the defense. It's you know, you have to account for him in pass coverage because he's going to make a quick move in the open field and break. They do things out of the backfield with him, as well as you've got to stay your lane, control your gap, and stay home because he can go anywhere that he just showed.
He averaged over 6 yards a carry last season. And here he goes, and he's got about 6. Flag is down as he got past the first down marker.
73.
Let's see what the call is. Looks like it's going to come back.
Looks like Florida's
replay, 2nd down.
All right, here, let's go in the huddle.
Walker.
Brandon Walker gets the hold.
I don't know.
That's a
Please set the clock.
big penalty there for the Locos after a positive play to send him back.
I tell you what, with Chikora and McGargle out, they're running the ball at him and being very physical and running it right down his throat. Looks like those injuries may be a big difference because there were not a lot of rushing yards in the first ball game.
Parker is wide to the right, Perry wide to the left. 2nd now and 15. Here's Ship. Got around a man, only got back to maybe a yard or so over the line of scrimmage, and Anthony Schlegel made the stop from his linebacker spot, filling in for McGargle. Ryan Neese won a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay. We're delighted to have him working in the sidelines with us all year long. Let's go down to Ryan.
Hey, Doug and Craig, I'm sitting here on the sidelines looking at the Florida Tuskers defense. Their hands are on their hip, their body language, they look like they're really tired. This 3rd down is going to be really big for them. It looks like they're probably going to try to run the ball. They've been running the ball very effective against this defense. Let's see how this defensive line, that front 7, holds up against this offense.
Roger, 51.
A 3rd and long, 3rd and 13, or 2 for 2 on 3rd down. A long field goal, about 48 yards if they gain no yardage here. Over the middle. That's Rome, the fullback, down to the 20, 19, a little short of the first down. Odell Thurman and Fakir Brown on the stop. They're 4th and short.
Now, being a 3rd and 13 situation, they just bail out of their own zone, go with the 4-man rush. Tim does the smart thing, dumps it off underneath, picks up positive yards, sets up an opening drive field goal, which is a great drive because they did struggle early on and could not find their footing until late in the game. So that was a very positive drive. Let's see if he can finish it off with 3 points.
37-yard field goal for Parker Douglas in his 2nd year in the UFL. It's our Men's Warehouse field goal opportunity for Douglas, and he is wide and misses it. Oh, a big miss for Parker Douglas from 37. He's now 2 for 4 this year. The field goal attempt brought to you by Men's Warehouse. Men's Warehouse, you're going to like the way you look. Welcome back to Orlando. The UFL versus Las Vegas and Florida meeting for the 2nd time in 3 weeks. Vegas had the week off. As you look at Brooks Bollinger, his career against Las Vegas, impressive numbers. Brooks has had, count them, he's up to 6 300-yard passing games. But remember, Tuskers have lost 2 out of 3 now. If you go back to the championship game last year. Little play action for Bollinger. Right back over the middle. Kaysen has got it with some room down to the 44. That's Avion Kaysen. Here's the starting lineup presented by Men's Warehouse, the official men's retail clothing store of the UFL. Men's Warehouse, you're going to like the way you look. There's that big offensive line. Anthony Davis, 322 on the left tackle. Florida backs and receivers. Runnels in front of Kaysen, who likes that fullback blocking for him. Good speed with Russell on the outside, and Cortez Hankton has been the best receiver in the league so far. There's Kaysen again. Couple of yards off the right tackle. Gain of maybe only 1. Ross College made the stop. Here's the Men's Warehouse. Las Vegas defensive line. Owasum on left end. He's 280 out of North Texas. Eric Henderson, pretty good right end as well. There's the linebackers, probably the strength of this team. They're hard hitting. They got a lot of personality, and they work with each other very well. We'll get to that later. There's the DBs as well.
C.J. Wallace in the secondary is a hitter.
Bollinger with a little room, diving for 4. Got near midfield in the play. Owasum made the stop.
Brooks is a little more athletic than people give him credit for. He'll take off and run every now and then. First play, everybody bailed out, hit his check down. He's had 4 consecutive 300-yard passing games against this Vegas defense. But they would like to be able to run the ball a little bit more and not depend on that.
We heard Jay Gruden before the game. 3 for 14 on 3rd down, unacceptable. Last week.
So much of that is down and distance. If you get yourself in a good 3rd down situation, you can do a lot better.
3rd and 5. Bollinger, complete over the middle. That's Price, got right near the first down. To get 5 yards is close. Wale Dada made the stop. Do you think he got it?
I think he had it.
Maurice Price made his 9th catch of the year.
Little pivot route, spins away, needs 5 or 6 yards, spins away. They've got some big, they being Florida, big, tall, lanky receivers that can run and are athletic. 6'5". Wale Dada is 5'10", so they're going to have an opportunity when they get down the red zone, maybe lob it up. They've got some athletes. And Cortez Hankton, the plays he's been making, the physical nature of his routes, fighting through people that are holding them, diving catches. Got a good set of receivers.
And you are right. Your eyesight is unparalleled, Mr. Fluter.
From 400 yards away. There's a look at Hankton. My goodness, he made a great diving catch last week. He said it was the first of his career.
I couldn't believe it.
How in the world, all through high school and college, he never had to make a diving, laid-out catch? And he was doing it with a bad shoulder.
290.
He's been incredible. Cortez Hankton, 12 catches on the year, 206 yards. He's got speed. He can catch. He does a little bit of everything for you. Maybe another yard or so.
Hold up, guys. All right.
Well, Doug, you asked for it, and you got it. Here's that catch last week, and it was a big one for Florida. In fact, at first, it was called a touchdown.
Little pump fake. It was a double move. He was double team. Split the double team. was grabbed as he's fighting through it, fights through there, lays out in the fingertips, catches it. Initially, they thought it was a touchdown. Mark with the one, stuck it in on the next play.
2nd and 9. Vegas, no, they did not get back. Flag on the play. And complete near side, a little juggle. No, Calvin Russell did not pull it in, according to the referee on the sideline.
Ball, beat.
I thought he had that pulled in on top of the head, stuck with his bubble gum on top of his head. Here we go, little bobble. He traps it onto his helmet as he falls. Both feet are in.
Defense, 5 yards.
And he maintained control of that ball.
Replay, 2nd down.
Well, the flag was offsides on the defense as they did not get back in time. Adrian Owasa.
3:15.
But you're right. I think he had the catch.
That was David Tyree.
That's the knee catch. With the 1 foot.
No, both feet were in there.
Did he get the second foot?
He didn't need a knee or anything.
He had everything in.
But they took the offside.
Mike 90.
So 2nd and 4. Russell, the speedster, is to the right. No flag that time. A little pressure on Bollinger, and he just lets it go.
All right, on the last play, the defense jumps. So the center just snaps it on his own. If someone's across the neutral zone, he snaps it. This play, he thought someone was across, snapped it early, and no one was across, and surprised the offense.
Watson put a little pressure on Bollinger, and Brooks threw it away. Then he'll set up a 3rd and 4. Would you like to see him scramble there, or do you like his decision?
He had no receivers out in the route by that time. No opportunity. The offensive line got a late jump because the ball was snapped early. Throw it away and live to play another day.
I thought for sure, Flutie, you're going to say, I want to see him scramble.
Lenny.
3rd and 4. Bollinger has Case into the flat, but he wasn't open, and he's taken down in the backfield by Ed Hartwell. A loss of 10 in the play. Big defensive play by Las Vegas. That sack by Hartwell presented by AOL Fan House.
Very tight coverage underneath. At first I thought he was going to have the back flaring to the left, but one of the blitzers pulled out there and covered him. Here comes Hartwell up through the middle.
Damon Hack joining us on the Las Vegas sidelines.
Guys, when Ed Hartwell was a little boy, he told his mother he had 2 dreams. One was to be a pro football player, and the other was a movie star. He took care of goal number 1 when the Baltimore Ravens drafted him in 2001. Goal number 2 is coming up pretty soon. He's going to be starring in a movie called Mo Ling. Shooting begins in January of 2011.
Yeah. He's a fun guy, a character. Pumped up 42 yards off the leg of Ken Parrish. And Las Vegas deep in their own territory. We'll go back on offense when we come back. Welcome back to Orlando. 3:51 to go, first quarter. Vegas and Florida, final regular season meeting. Here's upcoming games in the UFL, Sacramento and Omaha. On Saturday night, it's sold out. HD at 8:30 Eastern Time. Kenny Rice, Paul McGuire and company have the call of that game and the October 8th Omaha-Las Vegas game. Our next game will be on Saturday, October 9th, Hartford and the Tuskers. It'll be at 3 o'clock Eastern on Versus. Marcel Shipp up the middle, got a little breathing room. Draws the 10 out of about the 13. A gain of 6.
Vegas is doing a nice job of running zone schemes where they're just manning up and pushing, creating a seam, and the backs are going north and south. They're not pulling people, leaving gaps. There's no penetration. They've got a hat on a hat, and they're being physical in their run game.
Yeah, same thing. Over. Let me know how to make it.
There's Shipp again. Nothing doing that time. Flag. But the defensive backfield thrown. Odell Thurman on the stop.
Hold on.
Boy, there was some penetration finally.
Hey, back here, guys. Back here. Half the distance.
Anthony Oakley with a holding penalty, and again, a costly one for Las Vegas. Now they're going to try and establish the run here. They had only 61 yards rushing in Week 1 matchup. They do have the addition of Dorsey.
But the penalties push you out of down and distance and create those long yardage situations. It's only 2nd and 11, not too bad. But that's what killed their last drive, was a holding penalty, pushed them out of down and distance.
55,
Sandy Parker is wide to the right, Tab Perry wide to the left. Shipp in the backfield behind Tim Rattay. He has Perry. Oh, good hard hit right away. Into the coverage was Darius Vanette.
Hold on.
But the initial hit.
Hold on. Yeah, perfect.
It came from Keith
Hey, hold up
Davis.
here, guys. Hold up here.
Just a simple slant route to the corners playing outside technique, but the safety is sitting flat. He runs the slant right into Davis. Davis closes, puts the big lick on, but he holds on. Sammy Parker, nice hands. Or Perry, I'm sorry, Tad Perry. Nice little job holding on to the football.
Keith Davis had 2 stints with Dallas. 84 games in his NFL career. Big third down here and 3. Watch for Todd Bergen on the right side. Rattay looking over the middle, comes near side. Nice catch is made by Dorsey at the 20, and he has the first down. Keeps going as he keeps moving, and he gets around Brown and gets a couple more yards and a late flag. That's the kind of effort from D.D. Dorsey, who's strong out of the backfield.
This is what Fossil was talking about with Dorsey. He looks like a little guy. He's got big legs and tough to bring down.
Let's go.
And that was an excellent route and even a better throw low and away. The coverage was pretty tight, and the ball, Tim Rattay put it in a perfect spot low and away where D.D. could reach down, catch it, and then he fought his tail off to stay in bounds.
After the play, personal foul, offense, number 53, has the disc to the goal. It will be 1st and 10.
That's Frank Davis, the left guard, and this is another bad penalty for Las Vegas.
You know, it's Davis hustling downfield trying to get a lick. First we see D.D. do his little option route, cut to the left. Boom, the ball's low, perfect throw low and away. Nice job bouncing off the ground. Now Davis comes downfield after D.D. keeps going. But I really didn't think this was late. There's a pop right there. It was after he was on the ground, but I didn't think it was after the whistle.
I agree with you. Marcel Schiff. It's about a yard. Let's go back down to Orion Neese.
Hey guys, I'm sitting here watching this game, and you just saw D.D. Dorsey break all those tackles. That's unacceptable from a defense. As a linebacker, you guys, I understand what it means to wrap up and be physical, and unfortunately, right now the Tuskers look a little bit soft. It's important for them to bring D.D. Dorsey down.
And Ryan, as you know, because we talked to Jay Gruden, that's one of the things he emphasized all week long, right?
It absolutely is. They want to be physical. They want to be physical at the point of attack, and especially when they're making tackles. They don't want these guys to get yards after catch, and that's important. If they can get it, they need to get off this field. This team's tired. This defense is tired. They need to get off the field with solid tackling.
Hey, meanwhile, Tim Rattay is 7 for 7 as he hooks up with Tad Perry for a nice gainer of 14 yards. Fakir Brown was on the stop. Maybe a little surprising how sharp the Vegas passing game has been in this game.
Well, the fact that they've been able to run the ball and throw the ball and just when they choose to throw is the key. But the fact that he's completed on third down as well, I think this defense is extremely tired. Number one from the first drive, but the 3 games in a short window and all the travel they've been going through.
Dorsey has it on the pitch. Eludes one and gets across the 30 down to about the 31 or so. Schlegel in on the stop along with Chris Harrington.
Now, Florida's had 2 West Coast trips. They got back. We had the game on Saturday night, and they're playing on a Thursday night, and it wears on you.
Hold up.
I know Vegas had to make the trip out east now, but still, they are a tired football team.
Well, Vegas is also, and both teams really are gunning for victory here because Florida comes off their first regular season loss, and Las Vegas here as the quarter is winding down, trying for their first win. They take a little fake. Now has a man. It's Parker complete at the 30. There he goes. Parker down to the 10. And no flags, and Las Vegas connects here as Sammy Parker's got a 68-yard touchdown from Tim Rattay, who is now 8 for 8. Wow.
Crushes Fakir Brown on the slant and go. The nickname of that route is a sluggo. He threw a slant just a little while ago, comes back with a slant and go to Parker. Just everything is going right, and it all started with running the football and the short passing game.
Is it sluggo or KO? Because it was not a
KO just yet. It's only going to be 7-0 with the extra point.
Parker Douglas, who missed the 37-yarder, will get a chance to make it 7-0 Locos and wrap up this first quarter. And this one is perfect. So Las Vegas, penalty, about 3 of them now in the period so far have really stalled some drives, but they overcome the mistakes. And Rattay hooks up with Sammy Parker, capping a 92-yard drive. The United Football League on Versus is presented by Conagra Foods, maker of the food you love. and by Rydell. Well, beautiful night here in Orlando as Las Vegas leads by the score of 7-0 on that terrific passing play. 68 yards to Sammy Parker, who managed to get free from Fakir Brown. And it was a dominating, although the scoreboard doesn't show it, pretty much a dominating first quarter for the Locos. 3 penalties cost them.
11 minutes time of possession in that first quarter. 2 great drives.
Dominic Rhodes fumbles at the 10, grabs it at the 15. Finds a little room left side, and he gets up to about the 27-yard line.
Knock it out. Hey, knock it out. Knock it out. Hey, knock it out.
Taken now by Francis Coy on the play. Back with the drive as the Tuskers try to get going here early on in the second quarter.
Too tight. You work each side zone. All right? Press that hole as much as you can.
No conversation on the bench to tell Dorsey to press that hole there. He's the speedster. Well, what a first quarter yardage-wise for Las Vegas.
Night and day from last night. It took the only touchdown drive Vegas had last time these two teams played was 24 yards with 23 yards of that of penalties.
174 yards. Little play action. No, Rhodes actually has it. Trying to get wide right, and he can't. He's driven right out nicely by Wale Data, the left cornerback, who stayed on the play. Gain of 3. Let's go down to Damon.
Thanks, guys. I'm with Sammy Parker, who had that touchdown reception from Tim Rattay. And Sammy, how did that play develop?
We just watched the film, and we know we was like kind of aggressive corners. So we built in a slant and go, and the guy jumped all over it. So we decided to take advantage of their aggressiveness.
Sam, you have a new quarterback this year in Tim Rattay. What's it been like playing with him this year?
It's been great playing with Tim, because he's very confident and he knows what's going on in the offense and he gives us the ball in a timely manner to make plays after the catch like we did just now.
Thanks, Sammy. Tell you what, guys, Sammy Parker is one of Jim Fossil's favorite players. He doesn't only run fast, he also contributes in the blocking game. He's really a kind of a jack of all trades for Coach Fossil.
All right, thank you, Damon. Galen Stone with the first down catch. Trey Young, the tackle. Gain of 10 on the play, and the first down yardage was 174 to 18.
It's amazing how dominant they've been. And I'll tell you what set up that Fakir Brown reads 3-step drops, slants, all that quick passing game very well. And they knew it, so he jumped the route off the drop and got it.
Ross Collegy led the charge. Nothing doing there for Dominic Rhodes. Collegy, second-year man. Signed as a free agent, played for Las Vegas last year. There's Dominic Rhodes. He's had a good start, though. He did not run well yardage-wise first week. Only 18 yards, 12 carries, but had a couple touchdowns. But last week he looked like he was very comfortable, gaining 51 yards on 13 carries.
Yeah, last week he had a real bounce in his step. Looked a lot better carrying the football, and his vision was better.
Big Chaz Gessner is off to the right of Wallinger, but he comes near side and finds a man in Huey Whitaker. Got about to the 45, gain of 5 yards. Jameel Dowling on the stop.
This is so important
Trips right,
for Florida.
Tight. Zebra left, 600 jet smoke, zebra choice.
Watch the Z receiver, which is probably running out of a slot, running a choice route, which is starting over the ball and making a decision on which way to break on his own to read coverage. This is an important third down conversion because they need to get their defense some rest. Watch the motion go.
That's Maurice Price in motion. He's looking right there, and you're right. He's got him. Diving to get the extra yardage. First down for Florida. It was the motion guy who made the catch. That's the 6'1", 200-pounder out of Charleston Southern, Maurice Price.
And Maurice is coming in motion. He comes off the hip into a stack alignment behind the other receiver, and then he just makes a decision. What side is the defender going to take? He takes the inside, breaks to the outside. Brooks stands firm and throws the ball. Nice conversion on third down. They need to hold on to this football for a while and give their defense a rest.
It's going to be fun for Maurice to play here. He's from Orlando, Florida. Had some NFL time with Kansas City, along with the Patriots. Here's Ballinger, little fake. Got some pressure, look out. Can he get through? No, he can't. Stopped by Isaiah Trufant, who is known for making big plays against Florida. He made a big one in the championship game last year.
Absolutely, and Trufant comes up with a big sack, and we saw him looking for a few wrinkles against this defense.
That sack by Isaiah Trufant is presented by AOL Fan House. He had an interception that led to a field goal in the championship game last year, and here just good coverage and pursuit.
I meant to give him a hard time about that, too, before the game. He got the interception, set up the winning field goal in overtime, but he also fumbled it on the return, which could have really cost us.
It was a loss of 8. 2nd and 18. Ballinger looking left side, and that's the big guy, Gester. Dowling grabbed him and didn't allow him any extra yardage. He got to about the 45 for a gain of 12. He got 12 back on that 18, set up a 3rd and about 6.
There's no panic in Brooks Ballinger. You know, you could panic. You haven't been on the field much. Only 4 minutes out of the first quarter with 2 impressive drives by Vegas. Comes back. He's taking his read. Took some completions over the ball. He hit the option route on 3rd down.
Jerk. Tyson, ready?
And he got a chance to see the ball go in the receiver's hands, which he likes.
Now we're going to have the receiver do a little stutter step coming across the ball.
Look at the formation here.
Right there. Coming underneath, he's going to stutter step and come across.
He got away once, but no, he can't get free of Trey Young, who ran up from his cornerback spot to get him. A loss of 11, and another big defensive play for Las Vegas.
Doesn't have time for what they call the jerk route to develop, where the receiver stutter steps over the middle and keeps going out the back door. They cannot, I'll tell you what, this Vegas team is aggressive and physical, and they're getting after it.
And Josh Cooper also got a half a sack there technically for Las Vegas. Ken Parrish back to punt. Brian Hernandez to receive. Calls the fair catch. Has it at about the 20-yard line. That's where the Locos will take over with the lead. Thanks to the Parker touchdown and an excellent defense so far. They've got 3 sacks on Brooks Ballinger. Locos looking for their first win of the young UFL season. Up by a touchdown.
C-Town. LB, I see you. Oh, okay. It's our game.
Trey Young got the big pressure on that play, came in and stopped the drive, getting the ball back for Las Vegas. Watch him over here, right, hiding behind that goalpost. He's going to come inside and get right after Brooks Ballinger. Tackle tries to sift it, but can't make the play. That should be Wand over there at 75. He stepped wide. His defender was out wider. The blitz came inside him, and he didn't respond and get back in time. His job is to take the most dangerous of either one of them.
3 healthy sacks, too, Doug. They've lost 29 yards on those 3 sacks. Little play action. The chip now dropped. Good opportunity, but George Reister, the backup tight end, dropped it, so it'll be 2nd and 10. UFL Fantasy Pick'em powered by RotoHog, award-winning fantasy sports. Play now for a chance to win tickets to the UFL Championship game. That will be announced. I think we'll know the location within a couple of weeks. They're looking at, and they've got some good options out there.
To be announced. Making some tough decisions right now.
Decision for the Locos, what to do on 2nd and 10 here. Twin receivers to the left. In motion is Sammy Parker. Looking left, now over the middle to Parker. Nice completion. It's Odell Thurman made the stop and was going for the ball too at the 25-yard line.
Odell, he caused a couple fumbles, has an interception. He makes all kinds of big plays, and that's how you do it. He's going after the ball, trying to strip it and make a big play. He has got to be the best athlete on the field.
So he's a tough customer, hard-hitting linebacker. Made 4 tackles and a sack in the UFL Championship game last year, but NFL fans remember him from Cincinnati. He was a second-round pick in 05. He had 15 starts in his rookie year. You look up and down the lineup of UFL players, and you'll see just about everyone has had NFL experience, and a lot of guys well known. Here's Dorsey, wide open. D.D. Dorsey, he's got good speed too. He may get caught though. At the 20, he's pushed out around the 15-yard line by Darius Vanette. How did he get so wide open?
The wide receiver comes running underneath. I believe it was Sammy Parker running the route under and across. Took 2 defenders with him.
Hey, up here, hold him.
And here comes D.D. out of the backfield. He's going to run what we call a wheel route.
Come on.
But watch the defenders on the left side of the screen get caught up. 2 guys got caught up in the middle of the field. D.D. goes up the sideline. He's such a threat catching the ball out of the backfield, and he's usually very difficult to bring down.
51.
Tuck that ball away a little bit, though, there, son.
We kept talking about his rushing, but you're right. In fact, he led the Detroit Lions in receptions, as you see, gain of about 3 or 4 for Ship. He led the Lions the first 2 games in the preseason in receptions, and yet got caught right at the end.
He's great in space. He runs with the ball well. He's tough in traffic to bring down. The only question mark I could see would have been, could he handle the blitz pickup? You know, if you're going to be out there in passing situations, you got to be able to handle blitz pickup. He did that once today already.
Everybody has their helmet on except for Dorsey there on the sideline.
I wonder why. We'll get back to that.
Claustrophobic, he says. He takes it off quite quickly. Quick throw to the right. It's complete and grabbed by Andre Thurman. It's a gain of 8 yards.
He said that when he played Pop Warner football when he first got started. The first 2 weeks he didn't even practice. He just kind of sat on the side and pouted because he didn't want to put his helmet on. He didn't like it. It took him 2 weeks to get the courage to put the helmet on and start playing.
Yeah, that's right. He said, I try never to get on the bottom of a pile, right?
A little bit claustrophobic. And the helmet's off. Look at everybody else. Everybody else got their helmet on.
He had a big smile when he walked in to talk to us. Hey, 1st and goal now from the 3. Chip in the backfield. He's got room in front. It's maybe a yard or so.
Hold it. Back up.
Hold. Back up. What about the red zone for Las Vegas?
They had some struggles last time. A missed field goal, a couple of field goals, only the 1 touchdown, and that was a short drive. So they've struggled in the red zone against Florida. Today they haven't. Well, they struggled today. They had to settle for a field goal and miss that field goal. The touchdown they scored was from out in the field. Last time they had to go to a play-action pass to get it in. Last touchdown they had down there.
Rattay's going to throw, going end zone, looking in the direction of Bergen. Well covered on the play, though. Melton, the linebacker, was right there. Ryan?
Hey, guys, there's only been 2 rushing touchdowns this year in the UFL. Both of those touchdowns have come from the Florida offense. It's going to be really interesting to see if the Locos can score right here with the running play.
Yeah, I think they'll go to the air. They got DD back in the ball game. If you can isolate him on a linebacker, maybe get a little pick play going down the. They're putting them in space. DD is off to the left side, probably going to run an option. Keep an eye on this guy right here.
They've spread them out. Empty backfield for Rattay on 3rd down and goal. Rattay looking right the whole way. First for Reister, and he was well covered also on the play. He went by Simeon Castile.
I'll tell you what, DD had an inside defender technique. He broke the out and had his route at the top of the screen. Tim decided to go the other way, and it didn't happen for him. Great stop for the Florida Tuskers.
That's a big stop. Remember, they had 1st and goal at the 3, and that wasn't going anywhere even if he caught it. And Jim Fossil might have been thinking along your lines.
So I think so. I think that's why they had DD in the position they had him in.
Parker Douglas missed a 37-yarder earlier. This one from 20. And this time Douglas is good. So Las Vegas gets 3, but the Tuskers feeling a little better about things, holding them to just the field goal. They'll take over when we return. Las Vegas on top by 10. Cheerleaders entertaining the crowd here at the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida. Vegas has been very impressive to start this game. They have 252 total yards. Florida has just 36. Jim Fossil's club looking for their first victory of the season. They lost 2 weeks ago, and haven't we seen this before?
They were down 10-0 before, came back to win that game 27-20. Florida they have no panic in them.
Well, they got to get going, though. I'm sure Jay Gruden would like to see that. That's Devlin who took it in front of Rhodes. And the fullback brings it over the 35 to about the 37. James Devlin. Jameel Dowling made the stop. And they'll take over. On offense, Brooke Bollinger goes back to work.
We're back here in Florida. I'm with Coach Jay Gruden. Coach, you've been down before in this situation. What are you going to do what are you going to get your offense to do to get back into this game?
Oh, we just got to quit making mistakes and protect a lot better. They come up with a couple blitzes that we didn't pick up, unfortunately, and overall we're just flat right now. We need a big play to help get us a spark.
Appreciate it, Coach. Good luck. Back up to you guys.
All right, Ryan. Coach Jay Gruden, first year heading the team as the head coach. He was the offensive coordinator under Jim Haslett here last year. Bollinger on the play action. Dowling looking for a good play. Gessner, was he in bounds? Yes, he was. And that's the play they needed as he gets near midfield. Pickup of 13 to Chaz Gessner.
Well, when you're having trouble protecting the quarterback, you move the pocket a little bit. And Chaz did a great job of coming back down to stem to the outside. Nice spot for the ball. They get on the ball quickly and snap it because they're afraid of a review.
They got him about to midfield where the forward progress was stopped.
This is exactly why they hurried up. Little bootleg action buys you some time. Nice job putting it out on the sideline. Chaz comes back hard to the ball. Ouch.
Ooh.
Great job of hustling up onto the line of scrimmage and snapping the football.
All right, so who makes the call there? The quick snap. Is it the coach? Is it the quarterback?
Coach radios to the quarterback. Snap the ball. Get to the line. Get to the line. Get to the line.
Go to 5-7.
2nd and 8. Bollinger. Good attempt there, but incomplete as he was looking in the direction of Galen Stone again, who made a catch earlier. Wale Dada on the coverage.
Wally does a nice job of baiting the quarterback in this situation. Brooks thinks he's going to have the short corner route to the tight end Stone. All of a sudden, Wally starts to chase the underneath route, puts his foot in the ground, doubles back, and almost makes an interception. There's your comparison right there. Brooks is still 7-9 and doing all right, but the 215 yards. Timothy had 44 yards passing at halftime last time these two played.
Don't forget, McGargle is out. That's a big loss. Chikora is out on the D line for Florida. Pass complete up to the 45-yard line. Maurice Price with the catch. Teddy Lehman had the stop. Here's Rattay. He's had a terrific start here. Jim Fossil is very happy to have his offense under the guidance of Rattay, who last year played the backup role, which could not have been too easy for him, being an NFL veteran under and behind, I should say, J.P. Losman. Punt coming up here on 4th and 8 as you look at Kenny Parrish.
Over.
Parrish with a good high booming punt. Hernandez actually up to the 14. He probably wanted a little deeper, but no return there. So Vegas will take over again. Deep in their own territory. We'll come back with that offensive possession. Much more from Orlando. Locos up 10-0.
All right, as Vegas breaks the huddle, they're talking about a double seam here, so keep an eye on your tight end going up the seam or your slot receiver up in the top here going up the seam.
Rattay looking. He's been very effective passing. It lofts one and intercepted! Big pickoff by Simeon Castile. And Castile dancing down at the 43. Jay Gruden talked about a big play. He was talking about his offense getting it, but his defense came up with it.
Tim got a little impatient. What he initially wanted was not there. Decides to go to the outside and lays it up over the top. And I think the ball was just underthrown. He might have had an opportunity.
So the opportunity goes back to the offense of the Tuskers with a big pick by Simeon Castile.
On the other side of the
Simeon Castile on the right, and his wife Haley Castile featured on the soundtrack of the Madden NFL 2007 computer game. She's a terrific singer. On the left, enjoying this play.
Absolutely. Great job of giving ground. He had no threat in the flat, so he just kind of drifted back with the tight end up the sideline, made the play on an underthrown deep ball. And he also had an interception last time these two teams met in the end zone, which snuffed out a drive, which was huge. So this could be a little momentum builder now for Florida.
Well, now the question is, can the offense get going here? They only have 55 total yards. And we are up 5.5 to go here as we have flags. 5.5 to go here in the second quarter.
You know, you get a little momentum, and then you have a procedure call. And this is Brooks just pulling out a little bit early on the snap, getting a little over anxious.
The voice of Nuka Lucas saying he jumped.
Prior to the snap, false start. 58 offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's Inoka Lucas from Hawaii. Not too pleased with the call.
Not at all. Very disappointed.
You get the feeling.
You think. I'm just guessing.
Inoka told me he was always the biggest kid in the class. He said when they took the picture, he was the kid. Everybody else was on chairs. He was the kid that was just on the ground next to the teacher. He's taller than everybody. A little pass complete. Nicely done. Posiak at the 40. Keeps going. Down to the 30. Big play for Florida. Inside the 20. Jason Posiak with a huge pickup of 29. Lewis Baker finally stopped him.
Great job of selling the screen by Bollinger. Delivers the ball. Posiak follows his blockers nicely. A couple of great blocks in front of him. Receivers downfield. Lyman pulling out. Didn't catch the numbers. Dumps it out there. He's got a couple boys out in front. Let's go make some blocks, fellas. Let's get rumbling.
Ryan Neese working the sidelines for the Tuskers has another look. Ryan?
Hey guys, that was a great play by Brooks Bollinger to hit the tight end in the flat. They set up a nice little screen. Had the offensive lineman out in front. Unfortunately, it looks like Anthony Davis is down with an elbow injury on the sideline. I'll give you guys more information on that in a few seconds.
All right, Ryan, Anthony Davis is the left guard, but getting up. And you see nice work by the Tuskers to help out and get those yards after catch that are so important.
It's so difficult for the big guys, for the big offensive linemen to get out on a screen in space and actually make the blocks. I mean, they can get in the way and kind of bump and bang people, but the Tuskers offensive linemen out there, Davis included, were getting people to the ground in open field on the screenplay. Fantastic job.
Chaz Gester goes wide to the left. Cortez Hankton's been quiet so far. Watch him, number 81, wide to the right. Hanif, though, in the backfield to Rhodes, and he rumbles down inside the 15-yard line. Brought down by Ross Collegy. First time inside the 20 for Florida the game, and a gain of 5 of the play.
James Devlin in there at fullback did an excellent job of kicking out, and there was a nice little cutback crease there. So now maybe the run game can get going. That's a nice 5-yard pickup on first down. Florida's had a difficult time running the ball against them.
Hey, go to 5-7. 5-7's our guy. 5-0.
Bollinger batted from behind. Is that a loose ball? I think it is. It's captured by, I believe it was Bollinger, got back on it. Eric Henderson hit him from the right side, and Bollinger somehow was able to react to that and still get the fumbled football.
Great job by Henderson going after the football. He sees an opportunity, knocks it loose. He takes the corner or takes the edge on one and reaches for the strip. Boom. Just a smart play. Smart play going after the ball. Bollinger hustling back again, showing his athleticism. Now you just want to make sure you secure a field goal here. You're out there looking at a 51-yard field goal right now. Pick up some positive yards.
It's 3rd and 24. Big play by Henderson. Bollinger has a little time this time, lofting, and Russell looked like he was pulled. Yes, fracture coming down. Alvin Russell was pulled by Coy Francis, I think.
Russell took what we call the inside release and was trying to get up the field and get wide and long. Brooks takes a shot of him.
25 defense. Ball replaces spot of foul. First down.
But he just reaches out and tugs on the jersey right at the top of the stem.
Money.
Coy Francis out of San Jose State and also Oregon State prior to transferring, finishing up San Jose. So a big play there. 2 key plays. Henderson won, and then the penalty, giving second life to the Tuskers. Rhodes gain of 1 as he went off to the right tackle. Brandon Moore stopped him. What a big play that was.
Boy, you're 3rd and a mile and a half. And you get the interference call to get you a first down and keep you in this ball game. Try to get a score before the half.
Guys, it's interesting. The front seven is so aggressive with the Locos. Sometimes that works against them. And, you know, the coaches Larry McDuff and Fossil talk about being aggressive. It worked against them on that play. It was a terrible mistake.
Bollinger moving, trying to elude, and cannot. Taken down by Ross Collegy, and again, it's a big loss. Collegy with their 5th sack for the Locos here.
Well, Brooks is going to get a little spooked now. I mean, that's 5 sacks. They ran one screen to try to slow it down, but this defensive line is just coming, and Collegy gets to him and wraps him up. And I think the problem here is Brooks couldn't find anything up the field. He held the ball a little bit because he had nothing up the field.
And a loss of 17.
Appreciate it.
That's 5 sacks. Take a guess how many lost yards. Wild guess.
Average of 15 a sack, probably.
You're close. Minus 54. And now again, back to 3rd and long. 3rd and 26. Bollinger this time will dump it off, and nothing doing. That's incomplete. Went over to Case, and he was in trouble. Again, no time at all. And this will be
Teddy Lehman sniffed out the screen there, played it nicely, and that's how you attack the tough rush. You try to screen him. If you can cut that one guy that's covering the back, you're off and running.
So Nick Novak comes on for what will be about a 45-yarder, it looks like, for Novak, who's out of Maryland, a kinesiology major. He does have a tie for the long mark, 54, with Fabrizio Scaccia of Sacramento this year. Got a good leg. Placement is good. And so is the kick with plenty to spare. That's a big 3 points for the Tuskers as they connect on the field goal. Remember, the Locos missed a field goal earlier in this game, so it's 10-3. A positive play for Florida. Let's go back to Ryan.
Hey guys, I just got a report on Anthony Davis. He has a bruised elbow. He's probable to come back in. Hopefully that doesn't hurt their offensive line, who's already given up 5 sacks today.
It's been a tough go so far. And
that offensive line, the left side especially, Juan, Davis, and Lucas at center, have been together for 2 years now. They should be solid as a rock over there. Even if you have athletes that can beat you, as long as you're communicating, doing the right thing. When you take one of those guys out due to injury, the communication goes down, and then you have some issues.
Seemed like longer than a 7-play, 16-yard drive.
Well, it was about 35 yards forward and about another 30 yards backwards and about 10 yards forward. They get the field goal out of it, though, which is a big score. Great job off the turnover of, well, not a great job. You want the touchdown. But Castillo came up with a big play to keep his team in the ball game.
At least they salvaged 3.
Okay. All right. Hey, Kimmy, if we do something good on the first one, I'll give you something on the second one. Okay?
Nick Novak to kick off in the direction of Michael Ray Garvin. He gets it at the 4. Garvin to the 15. Good pursuit. Chaz Gessner got in and made the stop. And that's a versatile player. Good wide receiver here. Makes the play. Need tickets for the UFL game in your area? Better hurry. On Friday, October 8th, the Omaha Nighthawks travel west to take on the Las Vegas Locos at 7 p.m. Pacific. You better know somebody, because that game, we've told, is sold out. Pardon? Beg your pardon. You still got a shot there. Omaha in Las Vegas. Tickets are available. 7 p.m. Pacific. That's Friday, October 8th. And on October 9th, Tuskers in Hartford at 3 p.m. Eastern in a game you'll see right here on Versus. www.ufl-football.com for all your ticket needs for the UFL. Some fun games around the league as Marcel Shipp gains 1.
Yeah, tried a little trap there or counter action with the left tackle pulling, Braxton pulling left to right. And if they got a positive game out of that, they were going to get aggressive and go after it. Now they may try to be in that conservative mode and just protect the clock and the lead.
Talking about sellouts, though, Omaha is sold out for this week's game, their second home game at Rosenblatt Stadium. They're going to have close to 24,000. A 2-minute warning here in Orlando. Interesting battle between teams that know each other quite well, thank you. Locos lead it.
All right, but let's do this. Why don't we go fin left, because we've been running the ball, okay? Let's go 83x deep in. You like that? All right. If he's uncovered, tell Sammy get a control, just kind of split it up the field and hit him right in the hole.
Are we getting out of bounds, or we're making use their timeouts on this 2-minute drive?
We'll treat it like a 2-minute, but we're in normal offense. So get out of bounds if you can get out of bounds.
Okay.
Jim Fossil, one of 3 former NFL head coaches, leading clubs in the 5-team UFL.
Looking for Tad Perry on a deep end route.
Danny Green, Chris Palmer, the others, and a sack. And a nice one by Joe Clareman. And a lot of pressure on Joe this game. A loss of 6. He's starting for Patrick Chikura.
Well, he called an upfield route, an X deep in. He was trying to look up the field. Wants to be careful with it. Looks for the X. It's not there. Boom, take the sack. Protect the football. Your 2-minute situation.
All right.
You do not want to give the ball up down here. His eyes, if you notice, Tim was looking to his left first on that play. He was looking for an uncovered man off the slot, but it wasn't there. Then came back and wanted to go down the field.
You have it great. You don't try to get a completion.
3rd and 15. Are they conservative here?
Absolutely, and that's the mindset. When you trust your quarterback, you can still call an upfield route, call something that has a chance, knowing your quarterback will make the safe decision. If it's not there, dump the ball off. You'd like to keep the clock running in this situation and come up with, even if it's a short completion.
Parker's out wide to the left of Rattay. Inside receiver is Bergen. Is that a quiet first half? Rattay looking over the middle. Look at the Dorsey. Picked up. And nearly picked up. Furman got a piece. It's incomplete. Flag is down, though.
Absolutely amazing. When you try to be careful with the ball,
holding 75 offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
Yeah, it's 3rd and a mile. You're in your own end. He's looking up the field. But in the back of his mind, I'm just going to dump this off. I'm just going to dump it off. Slide up, give it to him, and boom. Odell tips it. The ball's loose. Possible interception.
Joe Clareman got the first piece of it. Good play to get his arm in the way. And now all of a sudden, the Locos, who've dominated statistically in this first half, face giving Florida a great chance at another score. The boot by Danny Boucher. Payson grabs at his own 39's got some room up to the 40 of Las Vegas. He's still going. Payson to the 30, inside the 20. Oh, what a big hit! Helmet flying. Brandon Moore made a big stop, but not before a gain of 47 yards off a 51-yard punt. Wow.
Kaysen told us he loves the middle return. He wants to get up the field, one little shake and off and running. Finds a crease. The guys are giving him a hard time about this. You're in the open field. You should not get popped like this. Moore just lays out right at him. Boom, helmet to helmet. That's the second helmet to come off tonight. I'm telling you, these two teams hit. But it's a great opportunity now for Florida to come out of a tie ball game at halftime after being dominated.
They've played so often, you can see team colors on their respective helmets of each other's team. You have a little red, a little black on the Tusker helmets and vice versa. Big chance here, 1st and 10 from the 15. Inside, Rhodes is slipping down to 2, and he's into the touchdown! Dominic Rhodes! 3 running touchdowns in the UFL, all to Florida, and it's TD number 4 in the year for Dominic Rhodes.
Talk about running tough. They stretch it, they block everyone they can, but the outside defender looks like Dada was unblocked. He shook him, blows through, and runs over defenders at the goal line.
Extra point here for Nick Novak to tie this game up, which would be really amazing considering they only have 78 yards to 247 of Las Vegas. We're tied up at 10.
That was Jamal Lewis, a safety who is a hitter coming downfield, and he just ran right through the arm tackle.
Guys, we talk about it all game, how feisty and tough this defense is. Jamal Lewis had Dominic Rhodes dead to rights, had him almost wrapped up and let him go. That was the reason for that touchdown right there, a missed tackle by Jamal Lewis.
You can't always account for the safeties. The safeties are going to come and they're going to force and they're going to be there in a position to make the tackle. A good running back makes the first guy miss. And Rhodes ran right through an arm tackle and then ran over people at the goal line.
Well, I'm just glad to see Rhodes got his jersey back. Remember last week he had the wager, the friendly wager with Dante Culpepper. His good pal, loser gets the others, has to give up the jersey. But Rhodes here is just giving him a nice veteran presence in his first year in the UFL. 6 years with the Indianapolis Colts. NFL career, over 7,000 all-purpose yards, and he's been a big factor offensively. And the Tuskers got to feel, I don't know, they got to feel great to be tied in this game where they've been pretty much dominated up and down the field, but they've come up with a couple of key plays.
Absolutely. The interception helped set up a field goal. The stop before the 2-minute warning, right at the 2-minute warning, get the ball back with a great punt return, and all of a sudden it's a 7-7 ball, or a 10-10 ball game.
1:24 to go, so Las Vegas will get a shot here. Michael Ray Garvin at the 5. Knocked down, flag on the play. He was knocked down at the 25-yard line by Kewan Ratliff. Perry Habner, the referee, getting the particulars on the flag.
During the return, holding 91 of the receiving team has the distance to the goal. First down.
Penalty on Brian Bischetti, their 6th penalty of the game, right?
Hey guys, I'm here with 2 of the Florida Tuskers running backs, Avion Kason, who was a spark plug with that great return. What'd you see?
I just seen that I had to make somebody miss and get upfield. You know, it was a middle return, so I just took it and ran with it.
And I'm here with Dominic Rhodes, who finished that great run. It was an aggressive run. You got a touchdown. How'd you make that happen?
Well, first of all, hey, y'all made a great run. We talked about in the room that we got to make big plays in the running back room. He made a great play on the punt return. We popped our collar. Then I just finished it off, man. The offensive line balling out, maybe on balling out. We just made plays.
How important is this for you guys to get back in the game, scoring like that right now towards the end of the half?
I think it's real important. I mean, it's going to be it's momentum for us right now. So I think we continue on with that, and we'll be fine.
These 2 guys are the spark plug of this offense and special teams right now. They're making some great plays. It's exciting football out here. Now the score is tied 10-10.
All right, Ryan. Gain of 5 on the first play. Here's Rattay over the middle to Dorsey. Right near the first down. He gets the first down for Las Vegas. Now the clock's going 42 seconds and running. Jerome Carter made the stop.
Hold right here.
And it looks like
Vegas
going to have a timeout. Yes, Vegas is going to try and get on the board here. It's been a little sloppy last few possessions here, and frustrating because they missed. If you're Vegas, you missed the field goal. You had the 1st and goal to 3, and you wind up your 10-10. This timeout brought to you by Conagra Foods, proud partner of the UFL and maker of foods you love.
Then you can go to 2 minutes if we get much, okay?
Again, Fossil's trying to be in a mode where we can call a conservative play.
Post. 11.
If we get some yardage out of this, then we can get aggressive. Otherwise, we're worried about milking the clock and not giving the ball back again.
Zone. Hey, 52 weeks backer.
Big sound in the United Football League. You're watching our coverage here, HDNet and Nesson, and for those of you in New England, players, Mike, coaches, interviews during the game, all part of the coverage of the United Football League.
Huddle. Here we go. Huddle.
Dorsey
Huddle.
up ahead to the 27-yard line. And another timeout called. Anthony Schlegel on the stop.
I don't know. Since they didn't bust the run, I think Coach might have preferred them just let the clock run a little bit there. But Bergen turned around right away calling timeout because he's an offensive thinking guy. He wants to score. He wants to catch another couple footballs before the half's over. Right now with 34 seconds, more bad than good can come of this right now unless you hit the big chunk way down the field. If you throw an interception 40 yards downfield, that won't hurt you. But you get a tip ball or something happen about the 30, 35-yard line here, you don't want Florida to have the opportunity to take a lead before the half.
It's funny to see D.D. Dorsey take that helmet off. I mean, he had other sports he could have had, but you don't have to be covered up.
You better keep that thing on while he's carrying the ball.
34 seconds to go. 2nd and short. Got Dorsey wide open. Can he make a move? Yes, he can, and he keeps going. And past the 35 up to the 39-yard line. That's a great second effort by Dorsey. Anthony Schlegel finally got him, but he goes out of bounds to stop the clock, and he gets the first down.
He's amazing. I love it. Absolutely amazing. Tim comes down, does the conservative play, takes his completion. D.D. stepping through tackle. That's Odell Thurman going after him there. He doesn't get him. No one knocks him down. Everybody else is on the ground. He's still standing up.
Dorsey, effective rushing, even more so receiving as he was able to get away from Castile as well in that last play. So 26 seconds to go. 2nd quarter. Rattay with some time again over the middle. He'll take what they give him. Dorsey out to the 47. Castile again and Thurman in on the play.
Nice job being smart with the ball.
Las Vegas calling a timeout here. Trying to get in a little field goal range.
They're in a position with 20 seconds left. Another timeout.
Hey, look, Hurricane. 79 dig. Okay, backs left, Louis.
No more timeouts, though.
Okay, backs left, Louis.
So you're going to have to go sideline.
That'll be zone.
He's called the dig route, which is
in the
deep in.
You complete it, you got to clock it.
Which is usually double. He's saying if you complete it, you're going to have to run up and clock it. So this
79,
is designed to go in the middle of the field. If he doesn't have it, it's the backs both working to the left. And the backs might be able to catch it and run for the sideline, but they're going to have to get him to spike the ball.
He's going to have to get 15 yards at least to give you a shot on the long field, at least. You may not have enough time for 2 plays.
Probably have a double in route coming from the left side of the field.
Trips to the left. Bergen delays coming out of the backfield. It's Ship over the middle, only to midfield, only to the 49, clock running. Down inside 10 seconds now. Rattay will spike at 6.
Huddle.
And they will huddle up.
That's almost Hail Mary time. What do you think? It's 6 seconds.
You would know.
You can reach. You can reach the end zone from here.
Hey, stay in block. Try to throw a shot and get out of bounds.
Can you get 12 or 15 on the sideline?
He's trying to take a quick shot and get out of bounds right now. I didn't hear the whole play call. So you've got something on the sideline. You can still throw a 15-yard route right on the sideline in 5 seconds.
But you better get out of bounds. Pat Berry is off to the left. Rattay has time, but the clock is ticking, and it's done. And he's just going to go out of bounds and end this first half. So Las Vegas, well, if you were looking at total yardage, if that's your thing, you like what the Locos did, 288 to 78. However, Chaz Gester has some reason to smirk as well for Florida, and he's talking and chatting it up with Tim Rattay as they come back with 10 unanswered to tie this game up. Very interesting first half. We'll take you to locker rooms. Much more coming up as we return to the UFL on Versus. Vegas and Florida. Knotted up at 10. So we're set here for the start of the third quarter, and the Tuskers can play off that momentum. Doug, they scored twice in the last 2.5 minutes. They get the ball first.
Absolutely. Behind the 8 ball the entire first half. Make a couple big plays to get back in the game, and they get the ball to start the second half. And they feel offensively like they haven't done anything yet, and they haven't. They really have not established the run. Erratic in the pass game only because they can't protect right now with 5 sacks. The sacks are taking them out of down and distance. They can't get a rhythm. So here's their chance to regroup at halftime and come out with the ball.
I mean, if I told you Las Vegas had 294 yards and Florida had only 78 and was sacked 5 times,
you would not expect a 10-10 game.
Wonder if that was water in the bottle in front of him. Dominic Rhodes has been a factor, and he gets more room. Ahead of the 40, Parker Douglas, the kicker. Stop Rhodes, who looks over at the Locos bench to say, man, I almost took it a lot further than that.
He's getting his confidence back. He's just taking his time and using vision. Usually on a kickoff return, you want to see a guy barrel up in there and hit it full speed. He hit that under control, and he just looks a lot more relaxed than he did week 1.
Remember, Jay Gruden said after that, be a little more patient and look for your spots, and not only rushing, but he did it right there very well.
There's West right slot, 58.
Brooks Bollinger.
Stretch action, Z spear, X lockdown.
9 out of 12.
I know. Come on.
How does he get even further on track here, Doug?
Just stay with the offense. I mean, they obviously, coming in the game, they wanted to run the ball a little better, and they've marginally done that, but they need to run the football to keep the pass rush off of him. They need to be able to establish a run.
Strong side to the right. They got 2 tight ends to the right of Bollinger, 2 receivers to the left, and they're going to play action with Casey. Bollinger tripped up, got loose. He's going to run and dive down to the 42. He's a little short of the first down, gain of 8. Ross Kalaji made the stop. We heard the Tuskers locker room. What was the message in the Locos locker room, Damon Hack?
Guys, Jim Fossil told his team at halftime, basically do what you were doing at the beginning of the game when they were flying to the football. They were aggressive and physical. They felt like they had this team on the ropes and let them back up. Let's see if they can kind of enforce their will on the Tuskers early in the second half.
Mike 90.
Cortez Hankton has not even had a catch yet in this ball game. He's out wide to the right. And off to Kaysen, bouncing, but nowhere to go. Ran right into Adrian Owasa for no gain. He led the charge right there. 6'5", 280 product out of North Texas and a one-time New York Giant. 3 years, 17 games in the NFL.
I'll tell you what, and they're filling out of the secondary as well. Owasa made the play. He's a former Super Bowl guy, got himself a ring, all that. He's solid as a rock in there. But even the secondary's coming up and filling. They filled downhill. Jamal Lewis and A.J. Wallace out of that secondary. They're going to hit anything in sight.
Go to 90. Go to 90.
Owasa from Cameroon moved at the age of 5 to Texas. 3rd and short. Bollinger's passing, batted down at the line. Ross Kalaji again, he's having a big game. So 4th and 2. And it looks like they're going to go and punt this ball away.
Actually was looking for Hankton on that, on a curl route. Thought he had it. Ball gets deflected at the line of scrimmage.
There's Ken Parrish ready to punt. Kent worked with the Stroudsburg Area Regional Police, became a cop. His father was a captain there. And the guys were saying, you know what? Why'd you quit punting? You got a great leg. And it inspired him. He took his whole bankroll to California, Doug, and just shows you the desire of these guys to play. He trained for 6-7 months, and he got another good whack. And there, he really should have had the ball down at the 1-yard line. Bakir Brown tried and fumbled it a bit off his hand, and so it'll come out to the 20. But a good punt there by Ken Parrish out of East Stroudsburg, who has a shout-out to the local guys working hard in Pennsylvania. 10-10, Vegas back to offense. Good defensive stop by the Las Vegas Locos, and Tim Rattay goes back to work. He's had a pretty sharp game overall, 14-19.
And he's making it look easy by taking the sure completions. He's being very accurate with the ball. And when you see guys this wide open, it means he's making good decisions. He's not forcing it up the field. He takes the shot up the field when it presents itself. Just being very efficient, the team leader on the field, directing the offense, and all of a sudden the numbers are racking up big. 14-19, 230. I can't do that in practice. Practice.
I don't believe you.
Talking about practice.
Las Vegas average starting position is their own 16, this time way out to their own 20. Marcel Shipp in the backfield. Shipp. Gain of about 3 in the play. Kenley Boykin on the stop.
Here we go, Shipp. 12. Falcon right. Master. Hold 382 double Oscar.
Your team, man.
Missed the call there.
Hey, 51,
couldn't decipher what 55, the call was.
55, leave.
Rattay looking in the direction of Bergen. He's got it. A little short of the first down. Good coverage on the play. Anthony Schlegel in there along with Simeon Castile.
Nice little stick route by Bergen. Just a little 6-yard out right here at tight end. He's going to work to the outside, press against it, boom, put his foot in the ground. Nice hands. Ball was away from his body,
20-some.
which is a scary little throw if it's inside in traffic. That ball reaching away from your body like that, Adam just plucks it out of the air like it's nothing.
Only his second catch. He must feel like, where's the ball coming? Why isn't it coming my direction? He led them in receptions. 9 catches against Florida in the first week of the season. Rattay on 3rd and short. Off to Rome, the fullback. First down across the 35. Juwan Ratliff made the play, gain of 9.
Well, they ran a couple little crossers. Tab Perry comes underneath, kind of not really screening, but if it was necessary, he was there for a screen. And Rome comes out the back door, little dump off for the first down on a 3rd down conversion.
You know, Tim Rattay, guys, one reason he loves talking shop with Jim Fossil is because Fossil's coached so many great quarterbacks in his career, from John Elway to Kerry Collins. And Rattay says there isn't a defense that Fossil hasn't coached against, and that gives Rattay a lot of confidence, guys.
Rattay under pressure to Reister. He had a drop early, but not here. Gets across the 40-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play. Schlegel made the stop.
What he's talking about there, and part of what Tim Rattay was referring to, is every time you have a question, you go to a coach, he's called these plays 1,000 times against different looks. So when he gives you an answer, you're trusting that answer to be correct. You're trusting what he's telling you, and you believe in what he's saying, and you follow it.
Fuck him. God damn it.
Rattay now 33 years of age.
Under.
Hey, stack, smash, 51.
There's Dorsey on 2nd and 6, bent right in the backfield and brought down. Joe Clairman among those to get a piece of him.
Here you go, dude.
Well, you really have to wrap up. He almost stepped out of a couple arms there, too, as well. There were 4 defenders on the play, wrapping up. Schlegel in the mix. Here comes Schlegel. He's trying to get his head in there. Stops the play, but look at him stepping out of there he goes. Schlegel's got a good wrap on that left leg. Hold on, buddy.
So 52-week backer, Lily.
He's had a good game, Anthony Schlegel, filling in as the starter for Tim McGargle. They're 5 for 8 on 3rd down. It's 3rd and 7. Pass over the middle is complete. And it is good for a 1st down. Andre Thurman. Darius Vanette on the stop. And how about Tim Riquet today? 6 for 9 now for these Locos on offense on 3rd down.
Just a great job of being patient and obviously reading coverage and going to. Jay threw his hat down on the sideline after that completion. It was like, oh, are you kidding me? Not again on a 3rd down conversion. Another completion. Let's get the ball back. I want to call some plays.
Over, hey! Don't me.
Well, Fossil says in his compliments to Rattay, he's just so accurate. That's the best quality he has as a quarterback. He's running a little bit too. Throwing, and it's complete again. George Reister been a busy man on this series. The gain of 4.
So Rattay shows a little athleticism, drifting away from the rush. Drifts a little off balance on the move, little sidearm fling it in there. Get the completion. Now he's feeling comfortable. Now he's using his legs. He's moving around. It's it's night and day from what we saw in the first game from Tim Rattay.
And he's also spreading the ball around.
To 51.
Parker out wide to the left along with Thurman. Dorsey eluding Clairman and tripped up, but he got across the 45 of Florida down to about the 44. Vanette came up to clip him, but he made a good quick move to get around the rushing Joe Clairman.
Clairman steps up, Capizzi's pulling from right to left and is going to kick him out. And the golden rule is you always stay under the kick-out block. No. DD just runs around and goes outside and still breaks the tackle and takes off for positive yardage. Here's a good look at Capizzi. We said it earlier, he's moved to the right side. Coach Fossil said he's a little more of a power guy than a left tackle. We like him at right tackle.
B.J. Denard has come in, wide left on 3rd and 3. Rattay looking over the middle. Rome had it, dropped it. He took a look, he had 1st down yardage, and he dropped the ball. Decision time for the Locos? No decision. The punter is out on the field. Danny Bodger.
Rattay did look over the sideline like, hey, coach, things are going pretty good. Let's try to get this. Come on, let's go for it.
Meanwhile, Fossil and Bergen are chatting.
It's like a discussion about a route on that last play.
Hey, get on the other side. Hey, get over.
Avion Kaysen is at his own 10 for Florida. Boomer, fair catch. Juggled, but he hangs on at the 15, and that's where Florida will take over. Punt of 29 yards, but that's a good one because he got it inside the 20 with no return. Brooks Bollinger and company will take over as the Vegas D goes back to work in Orlando.
Then we ran high left, 35 base, got -1. Same thing, right back.
Coach Don Eck talking with his O-line about picking up that Mike linebacker and getting off to him on run plays.
Lanny, go to 5-7.
Brooks Bollinger back to work and complete over the 20, gain of 5 yards. James Devlin, the fullback, came out of the backfield to make the catch. Ed Hartwell on the stop. Called a gain of 6, so they'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Both these quarterbacks are too bright and smart to be playing zone coverage. There's been a lot of pressure. And when you play man coverage, you can bring these guys and get to the quarterback and rush them, get them out of rhythm. Although I will say this about Brooks, he's holding on to the football a little bit. He got stripped there, but he has not turned it over. Go the fuck, you're
All right, here's Bollinger over the middle, and it's complete. Here the first down yardage is Dominic Rhodes.
Dominic's having himself a night.
He's been terrific.
I'll tell you what, he's really, and the guys were saying that at practice when we were over there, he's a thoroughbred. He's still got it. He looks good. And we're sitting there kind of scratching our heads saying, you know, didn't see that yet. He's breaking out tonight. Right tackle.
Get the call from Perry Hebner.
Prior to the snap, false start, 70 offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Shane Olivier, the right tackle.
They like the right side. We're running behind Clark and Olivier. They feel like that's the beef of their offensive line, and they can run the ball that way. Have not been able to do it tonight.
You surprised they haven't gotten the ball in the hands of Cortez Hankton yet?
Absolutely.
There's a handoff to Rhodes. He's been handling a lot of the offense. Gets across the 30 down to the 33 for a gain of 8. A good gain on that 1st and 15.
There's a downhill run for you. Give me that ball. I'm going north and south. Great job up front. Little pull around by Clark coming right to left. Opens it up. Nice job by Davis and Lucas working off the nose to the mic.
Go 5-7, 5-7.
Second down and 7. Bollinger, quick drop, pass complete. Maurice Price taken down nicely at the 40-yard line by Lewis Baker. And that is good enough for the first down. Right around the marker. And they got it on second down, which is a good idea the way.
Yeah, forget about third down. Let's not get there. Price does a nice job of breaking off his route on a blitz. Little sight adjust or hot route. Breaks off his route, looks for the ball. Give it to me, Brooks. First down.
Well, they're 5 for the last 21 on third down. 2 for 7 in this game.
5-0, 5-0.
Bollinger play action. Lofting and wide open complete. Is that Hankton? No, it's Huey Whitaker, beg your pardon. Over the 45-yard line. Wally Dada on the stop.
Hold on.
Big Huey Whitaker, 6'5", 220.
6'5". They've got some athletes. And these guys, when they get down close, comes Whitaker, comes all the way across the field. Nobody trailing him. Looks like Dada a long way away. It was man coverage. He chased him all the way across the field. He had about 10 yards of separation from Wally Dada.
And Huey told me his wife, kids are out to watch him play here. He's from nearby Tampa. Over the middle, complete. Diving down to the 35-yard line is Jason Koziak, and the offense starting to get some rhythm. Ed Hartwell on the stop.
You know, they get a lot of zone on first down, and it looks easy. Brooks kind of sets his feet, takes his read, delivers the ball. And what has been happening when they get pressure, he's been getting sacked, people in his face. The last couple of times with pressure, he's gotten the ball out of his hand quickly.
Mike 90.
Receivers are breaking off their route, making a good play, and keeping this rolling.
Second and short. Rhodes diving for the first down. Caught by Jamil Dowling on the play. And another first down for Florida. And all of a sudden they are tied up in first downs, 13 apiece.
You know, they started last time these two team plays. They were down by 10. Took a while to get rolling. Here we go again. Just, you know, and a lot of that comes back to your coach and your quarterback with the offense of not panicking when things aren't going well.
Check.
Hankton out to the right. Russell on the near side with Jason Foster on the left. Foster in motion. Foster's got the ball at the 35 to the 30. Good speed down to the 26. Again, Jamil Dowling in the stop, a gain of 7.
Beautiful job by Juan, the left tackle coming out, kicking out the contained man, or actually the guy in coverage on Foster. Foster, a little scat back type guy. He's got great quickness. Watch Juan, the left tackle, come pulling out to you, kick out block right there. up underneath. Here comes Foster. We saw them working on this, and Brooks was really worried about the throw and the defensive end coming upfield. And Coach Griggs said, don't worry about it, just figure it out.
An ankle injury in week 1, made 1 catch. That's his 2nd catch of the year. He's their leading returning receiver, Foster. 9th play of the drive. Bollinger in and out of the hands of Russell. Fans were looking for a call here.
Wally Dada shows some athleticism, climbing over the back and reaching around and knocking this down. This looks like it's going to be interference. It's going to be pretty clean.
Wow.
He went all the way around to get that on Russell, who's a big boy, and there's a long way to go.
Tyson, ready?
So it's 3rd down and 3.
Mike, 5-7, go 5-7.
Their best drive of the night so far in terms of possession and yardage.
5-7.
3rd and 3. Bollinger passing. And lofting, nearly caught incomplete. Intended for Jermaine Wiggins. They're right at the goal line. Nice coverage, too, by Lewis Baker.
Really nice touch on the ball. Jermaine's not usually going. If he gets up the field, it's usually for a zone in a seam or something like that. Man coverage. Brooks goes to Jermaine down the field, laid it up and over, laid out for the ball, just couldn't hold on.
44-yard field goal attempt. Brought to you by Men's Warehouse. Men's Warehouse, you're going to like the way you look. Nick Novak. The 45-yarder earlier. This one is no good, off to the left. So Novak trying to give the Tuskers the lead. Now both kickers have missed a field goal. A little frustrating for head coach Jay Gruder as Harrington is down. Back in a moment. Left end Chris Harrington being taken off the field, favoring obviously at the left side. Left knee, left leg. So the Tuskers unable to connect on a real nice drive. They went to almost 60 yards in a 5-minute, 40-second drive, but come up empty.
They picked up the pressure on 3rd and short and just missed on the big play.
Rote gives off to Marcel Shipp, running around the left. Got to the 38. UFL Fantasy Pick'em, powered by RotoHog, award-winning fantasy sports. Play now for a chance to win tickets to the UFL Championship game.
Another little DB, Darius Vanette, coming up and run supporting on the corner. It was still very well blocked by Vegas up front. Got to the outside, the corner forced it and kept it to a 4 or 5 yard game.
Here's Darius Vanette, 5'9", 180-pounder.
Big boy.
Out of St. Rose, Louisiana. 2nd and 5. There's Shipp. Back across the line of scrimmage, and he gained about 4 in the play.
I'm getting the impression Vegas says, hey, let's go back to the way we started this game. Let's run the football.
Reel it in a little bit.
Let's reel it back a little bit. I know Tim's airing it out and ripping them apart, but we ran the ball extremely well early. Let's get back to that. That helps set everything else up. Creates the 3rd and 1 situation.
Las Vegas has outrushed Florida in this game.
88-48, Vegas has run the ball.
Rattay's a tight. He's 17 for 23. Does have the 1 pick. Has 1 touchdown. 3rd and 1. There's the pitch to D.D. Dorsey. Got a nice hole and gets to midfield. Taken down on the play by Keith Davis, but that's a big 3rd down connection. Damon?
Guys, defensive line coach Kevin Wolthausen of the Locals was congratulating his defensive line on the 3 technique. He really liked their patience in that drive. I mean, Brooks Bollinger was really finding some comfort there. The defense didn't panic, didn't take too many risks. They were able to get off the field and turn the ball back over to the offense.
55.
1st down and 10 here for the Locos. On a quick drop for Rattay. That ball floated in the direction. It's incomplete as he's trying to get Tab Perry the catch. A little short on the throw.
When you talk about 3 technique, we're talking outside shade on the guard. The guy that lines up towards that B gap rather than the A gap. A gap being guard center, B gap being guard tackle.
51, Mike! Stack!
Decoder. You football guys.
Football terminology.
2nd and 10. Here's D.D. Dorsey. Across the 46 down to the 45. That's a gain of about 5 in the play. Anthony Schlegel made the stop. It'll bring down a third and about 5 for the Locos.
Talking to some of the offensive linemen from Vegas before the game on the sideline, and kind of getting a feel for what they wanted to run the football. And I tried to get them to indicate what type of runs they want to do. They just said we're going to get after it, and that's what they're doing again. They're getting back to it.
Breaking the action as we finish up 3 here in Orlando. It's still 10-10. Big fourth quarter upcoming between these two tough teams in the United Football League. The United Football League on Versus is presented by Wilson and by Custom Bite, the only off-the-shelf true custom fit mouth guard. Welcome back to the Citrus Bowl. Craig Minervini, Doug Flutie, Damon Hack, Ryan Neese, our entire UFL on Versus crew, and this crowd in Orlando watching an interesting game, 10-10. Bit of tussle. What do you do, Coach? 3rd and 5.
Get the first down. Work your slot. Work your tight end.
Dorsey's been a factor. Number 1 on 3rd down. We haven't seen a lot from Adam Bergen, 87. Latte. Oh, he's sacked. I didn't ask your defensive coach what you were going to do on that play. And Joe Claremont got him for a big sack for Florida.
Coming around the edge. Claremont gets to Rattay, standing there flat-footed. It's only a 4-man rush. He's expecting to have time to look up the field. D.D. Dorsey was trying to run a wheel route up the sideline, did not have time for it to develop.
So Bodger again will punt for Las Vegas. Avion Kaysen is back at the 10. And he's calling a fair catch. And that's a terrific punt for Bodger, backing up Kaysen back to the 9, a punt of 42, but no return. Welcome back here to Orlando. Big sack on the play by Claremont.
Well, Claremont was coming from the backside, and watch Jesse Boone point to his left. The center will point to his left. Claremont will be coming from left to right, come all the way around. And the right guard and right tackle slide to their left. Here we go, coming around the edge. They overstep the slide. Claremont comes around the back door and gets the sack.
It's over, guys. It's over.
On 1st down, nothing doing there on the line is Dominic Rhodes. May have gained 1 on the play. Eddie Hartwell got him. Look at the rushing yards numbers.
Halfback burst. Halfback burst. Post over the top if you need it.
And passing yard numbers.
Wide drive, halfback burst.
And yet it's 10-10 still. It'll be a frustrating game, even more so from the Locos standpoint, I think, than Florida, which has kind of regained their feet a little bit here, getting back the 10 points late in that 2nd quarter. Now they want to get the offense going. Brooks Bollinger doing just that, over the middle, complete. Jason Foster grabbed it. He was stopped by Jamal Lewis.
Coming down underneath, Foster, little guy, little scat back. He's been banged up, had an ankle. He's back playing, looking good today, but he wanted to. Bollinger was looking for the post route, trying to hang on to that to go deep. Didn't like it, came underneath, gets his completion. 9 different receivers today. That means he's taking his reads, and he's not just zeroing in on a guy. He's taking his read and delivering the ball where he's supposed to. There's Hankton. He was on a post route, almost had a shot deep.
Pitch this time to Dominic Rhodes, finding some room on the left side. And he's pushed forward by his own player. And I think he got a 1st down thanks to that friendly push.
Offensive line starting to get it done.
It was Anthony Davis, Doug.
Anthony Davis pulling around the horn, going outside, leading the way. Rhodes running hard. That physical nature.
He was a shot putter in high school, so he used a little of that.
133.
Yeah, he gave Rhodes the little push for a couple extra yards.
Funnel.
There's Rhodes again. He's got a feeling it, isn't he? Up to the 45-yard line. Michael Ray Garvin in on the stop. Teddy Lehman lost his helmet.
I mean, that's only 3 that we've counted, but there have been a lot more. I'll tell you, these guys are hitting. There was a nice little, what we call a gut, open side dive play. Get a little push on the line, and all of a sudden he cuts it back off the nose, out the back door for a big gain.
So 2nd and 1 now for
Stay in the box. Go to
Orlando.
He's starting to get his vision back and really seeing the field.
Mulligan looking left, throws behind, nearly picked off by Jamil Dowling. Trying to go to Calvin Russell. He looked at him all the way.
Thought that ball got tipped at the line, and that's why it was behind Russell. Not 100% sure of that, but it just looked like it redirected.
Are they taking Hankton out of this game, do you think? Have you noticed that?
He just hasn't had the opportunity to go to him. He tried to go. I think, yeah, definitely got tipped at the line of scrimmage. You got to find a way. You can roll coverage to that side. You can favor the safety and take a wide receiver out of the game. But if you start putting him in motion and run him out of the slot, you can still get him involved.
Posiak in motion. It's play action on 3rd and short. Throwing Posiak. Nicely defended on the play by Wally Dada. Oh, great defensive play on 3rd and short.
Chaz Gessner tries to throw a hip into a defender and get a nice pick. Posiak comes around the horn. Throw, defensive back. Dada's head's turned, just jumps. Contact wasn't made. Even though he didn't look for the ball, contact was not made. The contact was the ball hitting Dada in the back.
Kenny Parrish to punt, number 5 for him. Brian Hernandez is way back. Notice a lot of the punts have been near midfield in this game. Hernandez gonna let it go. And this time they're going to down it nicely. What a punt by Ken Parrish. Down on the play by Huey Whitaker. There is a flag down as Parrish, and in a game of field position now, especially in the 4th quarter, that's a big play potentially. Let's see what the call is. Well, it was 4th and 1, but looks like the flag is being pointed in the direction of the Tuskers. Had it gone the other way, they would have got a first down out of it.
You were saying it's a game of field position. At a 10-10 game, we've had some field goals missed, but a field goal may wind up winning this thing. So you don't want the big turnover. You want to play field position when possible. When you can down a punt at the 1-yard line, that's huge in a tie ball game going in the 4th quarter.
Still waiting the call here as the officials are talking it over. The punt averages don't look great, but for the most part, except for that one return, the guys have been limiting the return because they've been booming up high and getting it down inside the 15 or so.
Believe it or not, punters hate that. It kills their average. They want to sit back and boom it as far as they can, but you get all these midfield punts and red zone area where you're popping it in there and trying to get the net. You know, then you got to say, well, yeah, but my net was good.
The net punting is important. It was a 54-yard punt by Kenny Parrish.
Ineligible receiver, number 35, downfield, 5-yard penalty for the previous punt. Replay 4th down.
Wait a minute.
There, you're patting them on the back. They're making a play. Pin them down at the 1-yard line. Let's do it again.
Well, they said number 35, and
there is no 35.
As far as I know, there is no 35 on the Tuskers.
Well, we're having trouble seeing these Tuskers numbers as is from up here, so maybe it's tough down there too.
Well, are you trying to pin it on number 55, Terrence Melton?
Why not? Terrence will bite the bullet for us. He'll fall on that grenade.
That's a big penalty, though. All kidding aside here, they had him at the 1, and now Parrish has got to try and do it again.
See, but now Parrish is happy because if he does it again, he gets an extra 5 yards on his punt. Now he can turn it loose from the 40. You boom a 50-yarder, you put them down inside the 10, or at the 10.
Hernandez is at the 15. What is the old adage these days? It's been updated now. When do you let it go?
It used to be you put your heels on the 10.
The 10. That's not anymore, I don't think.
But these punters have gotten so good at hanging it.
Yeah, inflation, I think.
Hanging it up in the air and letting these guys get under it. Oh, all right. Let's go back to the 1-yard line. Now he's fired up again. Yeah, I got one down at the 1. I got it down at the 1.
All right, we're going to get the announcement. Jim Fossil wants to know what's going on here. As the officials are talking it over, we'll clear this up as well. Looks like they are setting the ball no matter what here at the 1-yard line.
Well, D.D. Dorsey saying, good, now I can go 99.
Las Vegas has not scored since midway through the second quarter. They had a 68-yard bomb end of the first quarter to Sammy Parker. They had a field goal halfway through the second quarter. They missed a field goal before that, and the field goal they had hit, remember they had first and goal at the 3, so they settled. We'll take a break and sort it all out. 11:37 to go in the fourth, and a good one. It's 10-10, Las Vegas and Florida. It's a little fake. Now has a man. It's finally complete at the 30. There he goes. Parker down to the 10. And no flags, and Las Vegas connects here. Mason grabs it to his own 39's got some room. Up to the 40 of Las Vegas. He's still going. Mason to the 30. Inside the 20. Oh, what a big hit. First and 10 from the 15. Inside, Rhodes is slipping down to 2, and he's in for the touchdown! Dominic Rhodes! 10-10 as we go to the fourth quarter, 11:37 to go. Some exciting plays here in Orlando. Game 3 for the Tuskers, game 2 for Las Vegas. What happened on that play?
Well, the initial call was ineligible receiver or person downfield on the punt, but then after a discussion they decided no, it was one of the eligibles. We called it on. There's no flag on the play. Jim Fossil's not going to let it go, though. He doesn't think so.
Dangerous territory here for Las Vegas. Latte in the end zone, 5 yards deep. Marcel Shipp finds some room to get up the middle across the 10 to the 12. Whoa, big yardage there. Schlegel on the tackle.
Boy, power football. Heading north and south, couple double teams in the middle, and the guard pulling around, push the pile, and get out of the shadow of your end zone. Nice job.
Got to the 7 there, but it was a gain of 6 on the play. So I was adding the -5 in my head because it was such a good run. Dangerous run, 5 yards deep. In a 10-10 ball game. So 2nd and 4. Okay, back again looking. Dumps it to Rome. The fullback trying to elude some tacklers. He's taken down at the 10. He'll be short of the first down. Odell Thurman got him.
Huddle.
Well, this is going to be huge. It's third down situation coming out of your own
All right,
end.
here we go.
Big momentum.
22Z.
Here we go. Game? Did they go a game?
Here right, goal line, 38 power.
38 power. He's got 2 tight ends in the ball game. 2 backs, 2 tight ends. Power football again, running to the right side, so the left guard should be pulling from left to right.
Marcel Shipp.
Probably Frank.
Shipp's in the backfield. He's got it. He does run to the right. He finds room and a first down. Put a check mark next to, what was it, power 38? Right.
38 power. I'll tell you what, power football, you get all double teams coming down. And your left guard, 53, coming around. That's Frank Davis with the kick out. Stay under your kick out block, and Shipp goes north and south. There comes your kick out. Stay inside that. Follow your double teams or your tight end and your tackle.
51.
Possibly stay on your feet and run.
Over, smash, 51.
Shipp and Dorsey combined 26 carries over 100 yards.
Opposite.
Running. Dorsey's got good 50, 60 plus receiving as well. Here's Rattay. Overthrown, nearly picked off. And incomplete. Jerome Carter had a good shot at it and could not come down with the pick. Overthrown ball.
Tab Perry running his route. Decides I got to hook this up. Runs at him. Puts the brakes on. There's a big window. Ball just sails on Tim Rattay. Tab Perry making sure it's not intercepted. And Perry's helmet ends up on the ground, by the way. We're counting helmets still.
Number 4.
It's Carter. Carter's known as a hitter. He doesn't have his head up looking for the ball. He's got it lined up on the receiver.
Terry wide right. Sammy Parker wide to the left. Dede Dorsey now in the backfield. Rattay rolling complete. Rome, the fullback. Pretty good hands right there to make a nice catch and at least make a positive play out of what could have been trouble for Las Vegas.
Yeah, Rome caught himself a touchdown last week on a 1-yard play action.
Fuck me.
And this is, he bailed him out. Sammy Parker in coverage on Vanette on Sammy Parker. Little grab, little pull, little tug. Within the 5 yards, they'll let most of that go.
Even the tug?
No, not the tug, but they did. It's the tug at the end. The hands up in it. As long as he doesn't get his hands up in his face or grab a hold and hang on.
Vegas is 8 for 13 on 3rd down. 3rd and 5. And we have whistles as Thurman started to move.
Las Vegas.
And Vegas going to use a timeout here.
Oh.
It's their first timeout used. 9:06 remaining. This timeout brought to you by Conagra Foods, proud partner of the UFL, maker of the foods you love. We'll be back to Orlando for big 3rd down play here in the 4th quarter in a moment. This copyrighted telecast is a presentation of the United Football League, and the use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the UFL is prohibited. Here's a 3rd down and 5 here. Huge play on their own 20.
Looking for Dede out of the backfield or Adam Bergen.
Bergen only has a couple of catches in the game. Inside handoff, Dorsey. Gonna have to make a move. Can't do it. He's down. Big play, Darius Vanette.
Great job forcing it on the outside and tripping up Dede Dorsey by Vanette. You know, defensive back's got to make some tackles too. And he doesn't go down easily, but he gets a piece of his legs. Trips him up, the knee goes down, he's down. The coaches were talking on the sideline about running this on 3rd down, about getting outside and getting that corner with the crack. They call it 19X.
So Florida could wind up in pretty good shape here. Bowger is back. He'll boot it from about his own 5. Kaysen to return. It's a boomer. Kaysen's going to try to get a return out of this at the 35 to the 40. That's 6 yards in the play. Taken down by Chris Griffin. 47-yard punt. 6-yard return. They're almost near midfield. Trying to break this 10-10 tie. We are in Orlando, Florida. Nice to have you back with us for our 2nd game of the season. The UFL on Versus has the 2 finalists from last year's championship game. Las Vegas, which won in overtime. And surprise, surprise, another tight game. 10-10 this time. Last year they won 20-17. Florida's won 3 of the matchups against Vegas as well, but none with the title on the line.
Come on, come on.
And it's 1st and 10 here for the Tuskers in the dark. And off the Rhodes, breaks free with 1st down gain. He fumbled the ball, went out of bounds, and Florida will maintain possession. Ross Kalaji on the play.
Okay.
This ball's loose and on the ground, there's no doubt about it. Nice patience, takes it through.
Turn that one.
That ball is out.
It's out, but did he ever get it?
Not quite clever enough. Nope.
Hey, 5-7.
Couldn't quite get there.
5-7.
A.J. Wallace diving after the ball, trying to keep it in bounds too.
2nd and 6. Bollinger trying to pass, and it's incomplete. Dropped by Dominic Rhodes.
Ball just got on him a little quick. Brooks had to snap the throw a little quick. Dominic got his head around just a fraction late and didn't pick it up soon enough. They had a play. They had a play. They had a great play on it earlier in the game on the screen and just missed there. They had some running room.
So 3rd down and 6 very quickly here. Good field position starting in the 39-yard line.
Yeah, we said this is a field position game through the 4th quarter.
Bollinger looking over the defense. Throws, it's caught. It's Posiak, and he may have enough for that 1st down. Jason Posiak with a big play for Florida. It's a 1st down on 3rd down and 6. Damon?
Guys, trainers right now are working on the right elbow of left guard Frank Davis. He was in visible pain, flexing the elbow, trying to get some movement out of it. Now he's standing and on his feet. We're not sure if he's going to be able to return right now. Brandon Walker, his backup, was in for that last 3rd down play for the Locos, guys.
All right, Damon. Flags all over the place again.
58, I didn't even fucking move.
Brooks is slapping himself on the head saying, hey, I pulled out from center a little too quick.
Oh, so how you gonna play?
58 offense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Blaming it on the center. It was Brooks pulling out, and he knows it. By the way, that was an excellent 3rd down conversion. Great timing on the pass. Posiak breaking off his route and seeing the ball quickly because Brooks had to get rid of it. Bollinger put it on the money, a huge 3rd down conversion. And then they shoot themselves in the foot, back up, 1st and 15.
Noka Lucas
33, Lenny 33.
hit with that penalty, so 1st and 15. Kaysen is in the backfield. Little play action. Bollinger going to go downtown here. And incomplete. Flag is thrown. Flag is thrown. Jamil Dowling did not look back. He tried not to interfere with the receiver, Calvin Russell.
It's a pass interference. 32 defense. Ball replaces spot of the foul. First down.
Dowling's in great position. The ball's underthrown. Russell could have been lazy. He could have been lazy and just kind of tried it and let the ball hit, but he stops to go back for the ball. By making an effort to go back for the ball, creates the contact and gets the call. That's a situation where it could have been a no call. There was contact, but if he doesn't put his foot in the ground and start back after that ball and go through the defender to do it, he's not going to get the call.
And without looking at all, too, it's tough not to throw that flag there.
Give me some.
Big play for Florida. Now moving at the 13. Bollinger, quick pass. Hankton, there he is! Touchdown, Florida! We've been saying, where is he? Where is that guy? There he is. A 13-yard touchdown to Cortez Hankton. His third touchdown of the season.
Finally, they leave him one-on-one. Little slant route, slips inside. Touchdown, see ya. Wally Dada could, Wally is very comfortable in press coverage. Hankton is so strong, you got to respect everything. He beats him inside.
Almost lull you to sleep. There weren't many balls even in his direction. His first catch of the day. Extra point. Novak is good. And Florida has grabbed the lead. The pass interference setting up perhaps the best receiver in this league so far, Cortez Hankton. And the Tuskers have 17 unanswered. Florida Tuskers at one point were down 10-0 in this game midway through the second quarter, but Jay Gruden's team has fired back. They scored twice in the last 2.5 of the second quarter, and then they get the 13-yard touchdown to Cortez Hankton.
Took advantage of an interference call to get it down there, and Hankton took a real wide split and ran that slant route, just a one-step slant, slipped inside Wally Dada.
Well, the Vegas offense has been puzzling because they've racked up some important numbers, but not the most important. That's points.
Got to finish drives.
Garvin fumbling, picks up at the 15, got some speed. Up to the 29-yard line. Taken down on the play by Nate Sally. Let's go down to Ryan.
Guys, I'm right here with Brooks Bollinger's go-to guy, Cortez Hankton. You've been making plays for the Tuskers all year. How were you able to score that touchdown with that press coverage?
Well, it was a run play, and we had an alert for a quick slant, and Brooks trusted me, so he threw it to me, and I was able to get in the end zone.
How good does it feel to be up now? You guys have been battling all game. How good does it feel to be up in this game at this point?
Well, we knew it was going to be a long, tough one. We just, we got to keep fighting. We have 6:30 left in this game. We're just going to keep punishing well.
Keep it going. Back up to you guys.
First and 10 at the 29. Didi Dorsey is back in for Las Vegas in the backfield. Rotator Bergen, not too much. He was well handled at the 30-yard line. That was, again, the middle linebacker. I think Anthony Schlegel has done a very good job in this game for Florida.
Excellent job filling in. He's been all over the field making the hit there. I'm impressed with what Cortez said about the touchdown being a run play. That makes it even more impressive. The fact that Bollinger looked out there, liked the matchup, they left the run play on without blocking a pass protection. They're running the run play. He stepped back and hit the slant.
51, Mike! Hey, we got to bring it! 51!
Dorsey to the 35. Hangs on to that ball. That's a professional running back right there. And that made the stop.
It was Odell Thurman in space going after the strip.
51.
Hey, Doug, that must say a lot about the chemistry between Brooks Bollinger and Cortez Hankton. For them to audible out of that run play, to go to that pass play, and to run the right route and throw the right ball and make it all look good. That says a lot about the chemistry between those two guys.
Absolutely. And a lot of that is eye contact or quick hand signal, and the other guys may not even know about it. You just have the run play going. You guys run that, boom, the ball's out of his hand, touchdown.
Third down and 1. 5-11 and counting. Big play for Vegas. Wrightster in motion to the right. Dorsey has it. He has first down yardage and more. Look out. He's at the 50. He can fly. Down to the 20, and he's taken out around the 15-yard line on the play. Jerome Carter finally got him out on a 3rd and 1. It's a big gainer for Las Vegas.
Well, it's a great job by Carter making sure he makes a tackle, but at the point of attack, great patience by D.D. Dorsey. Under control, not pushing it too far. Little slide step, and bang, hits the crease. There's another helmet on the ground, by the way. Just nice patience. He didn't rush it, felt the crease backside, little slide step, and up through it he went. And what you're with a back like DD, you just want the guys up front to be a helmet on a helmet and let me find the hole.
47-yard gainer for D.D. Dorsey. Now it's Shipp from the backfield. He's caught and stopped for no gain. Bring up a 2nd and 10. Hernandez-Jones made the play. There's D.D. taking that helmet off again.
I think it's all about the cameras. I think it's all about the cameras. He wants to see that pretty face. That's a great response to the touchdown by Florida, this Vegas drive. D.D. busting that big run.
139 yards. And a touchdown last year in the 27-24 loss, not to mention he's playing the championship. Rattay looking end zone, throwing end zone, it's complete, touchdown! Andre Thurman, and Vegas answering right back. They're a point away from tying this game up.
Andre Thurman did just a great job of bailing his quarterback out. He had a clear route. They were looking for the little dump in the flat. He ran up the sideline and works the back corner of the end zone. Rattay's very patient, has a receiver out in the flat. He knows he's there. He's looking, all of a sudden, boom, there's a window. I'm putting it up. Worked around. Thurman comes back to the ball between the two defenders. Great job working back to the ball.
Parker Douglas to tie. It's perfect. And we're back to a tie game at 17 apiece. It took Vegas a while. They hadn't scored since midway through the second quarter, but less than 2.5 minutes after the touchdown to Hankton, they come right back and roar downfield to tie this one up. 17-17. Vegas and Florida. We've seen this one before. Welcome back to Orlando. The Florida Tuskers, a 6.5-point favorite coming into this game. We're back with another tight one. Oh, you look what happened. 27-20. They beat them earlier this year. Last year went to overtime in the championship. Vegas won by what? 3? 20-17. Game before that, Florida by 3, 27-24. And then Florida won the first matchup 29-15. So we're kind of where you might expect as Rhodes takes it at the 1. Gets up to the 15, little dance to get him up to the 20-yard line. That's a pretty good job. Another flag on the play.
Boy, that flag came out of right field. That's about a 20-yard toss. He's going to have to ice down that shoulder. Again, though, these games, Sacramento's big win in the last second. Omaha's big win in the last second. This one coming down the wire.
During the return, holding 84 receiving team, half the distance to the goal, first down.
Go ahead, Damon.
I'm with Coach Fossil. Jim, your team was down for the first time all game in a response to the big play by D.D. Dorsey and Andre Thurman.
Well, we needed some big plays to happen for us. We had our opportunities, and we didn't make them happen earlier, so it's good to see them happen now.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, Damon. 17-17. Not the return that Jay Gruden had in mind after watching that tying touchdown. They'll have to start at the 10-yard line. We have seen some long drives in this game.
Absolutely, and last time we did not see that out of this Vegas team at all in the last matchup. Their longest scoring touchdown drive was 24 yards.
Tim Rattay's having a huge game. He's 21 for 29. Handoff on the near side. Avian Kaysen across the 10. Got maybe 2 on the play. Ross Kalaji on the stop.
Great pursuit by Vegas. Kaysen slipped 2 or 3 tacklers, slipped back inside, and they're still coming at him.
Another good matchup. I think these teams will be happy to say no more Vegas, no more Florida until perhaps.
Yeah, we'll see at the end of the line maybe, but enough of this. And these games have gotten more and more physical every time they meet.
Jim Fossil talked about it, and all the coaches. The competition in the league, the parity, if you will, and I don't really like that word because I think the teams are just playing good, solid football. Hankton's helmet goes flying when he hangs on to the ball.
Either they're not making better chin straps or what. I mean, the chin straps, are they getting cheap on the buckles?
Is it Velcro?
Or do the guys not buckle them? I don't know. They're flying off left and right. We're going to have to look into that. I'm going to invent a chin strap that does not come off, and then all of a sudden some defensive player is going to be walking off the field with a head in his arm. Nice stick, come up. You know, you're going to give him that. Hankton makes a nice break, gets the reception, nice little gain for the offense, but it's 3rd and short.
They're all trying to copy Didi Dorsey. That's the problem.
They want the helmet off. They want the airtime on the. See, they're not allowed to take the helmet off on the field.
Yeah. Well, Dada is down there on the near sideline. 27-year-old cornerback for Las Vegas.
He's been a staple for them in the secondary both years, last year and this year. That would be a tough injury to overcome.
He's had a solid year. He broke up, in fact, a big Bollinger Whitaker play in the end zone in that first matchup.
Whitaker had both paws on that ball. It looked like a sure touchdown, and Wally giving up 6-7 inches in height, strips it out of there, knocked it away.
Number 8-game league here in the UFL here in the second season, so each of the teams will play each other 2 times. Here's a 3rd and 3.
Hey, Mike 5-7, Mike 5-7.
Both starting corners are now banged up and out.
Big 3rd and 3. Bollinger's rolling, throwing, got a receiver, incomplete. And it's good coverage on the play by Garvin, Michael Ray Garvin. He really had to thread it in there to Price. I don't think the pass was off either. What'd you think?
It's a play call to battle the blitz. You're going to sprint out, throw a quick flat to Hankton. Hankton gets covered, so now he's got to throw the corner route and hold on to the ball. He's well covered. And they're kicking the ball away. I hate seeing you cut down the field to that side, because once the first guy's not there, you have nothing.
Parrish to punt. He's had a good day. Hernandez to take it. Hit hard. What a hit. Is it Fournette who made that hit? Yes, Darius Fournette. A big hard hit, but give Hernandez credit for hanging on to that football.
Fournette was eyeing the punt, eyeing the returner, saying, come on, no fair catch. Don't fair catch this. I got this timed up. He actually slowed down a step or two to time this up and then accelerated. Great job of holding on to the ball by Hernandez. Nice timing, great hit, everything clean. It's good football.
Boy, that's a gutsy no fair catch goal. There was one little fumble here. With this kind of time left, could be the ball game. In this series and those tight scores we talked about. A couple of 3-point differences. There's Dorsey slipping free. They got him. Hold him there. They did not get him, and he gets across the 40 to the 44-yard line. Bad tackling there for Florida.
He's got some strong legs, boy. He just steps out of tackles left and right. Those are the close games these two teams have had. The overtime game was a championship game. And the part of it is that it's become a rivalry. Now you got to realize Vegas has only played 9. This is their 9th game, and 5 times they've met this Florida team, and the games get more and more physical. And this rivalry, this has become a rivalry.
No question. 2nd and short for Rattay. Goes to Dorsey. Little spin, but cannot elude Mr. Anthony Schlegel with his 9th tackle of the game.
That's no joke in the open field right there. Little swing route. Schlegel comes out on Didi and gets him to the ground in space. I know he didn't have a lot of time to react, but Didi slips out of that 80% of the time.
Yeah. Lost 2 yards on the play. 2-minute warning. Didi Dorsey's had a big game in his return to Las Vegas. 17-17. Back to Orlando in a second. Welcome back to the UFL on Versus. These two guys may have a role they have in the past in this game in deciding it perhaps. Parker Douglas in the left. He's the Las Vegas kicker. He's 3 for 5 this year, but has missed from 36, and in this game, missed from 37 earlier. Nick Novak is on the right. He's 5 out of 8 on the season. Missed from 44, but he's hit the 54-yarder and hit a 45-yarder in this game. If we go to overtime, Doug, I love these overtime rules in the UFL.
The key here is that each team will have an opportunity to possess the ball. That is the rule. If you go down the field and score, you've got to kick off to the other team. Now, in the championship game, Vegas intercepted a pass and fumbled the return, but got it back. If they had turned that over, that would have been their possession.
3rd down and 4. Vegas has been effective, 9 for 15 on 3rd down. Rattay looking, comfortably throwing complete. Pat Perry, 1st down. 1st down to the 46. Now it becomes the old who's going to use the clock. And how? 3 timeouts for Florida, 2 for Las Vegas.
Tab Perry slipped down, jumped back up to make the play, comes up with the reception on a big third down conversion, and I think the key to that was he pushed the route deep enough to get the defender off him, which was Darius Bennett.
Dorsey and Chip in the backfield, and incomplete. Bergen was covered, flag down. Flag is down on Hernandez-Jones.
Huddle. All right. I'm there for you, man.
Pass interference, defense, number 44. Ball spotted the foul, first down.
Boy, I thought Jones made a good play. There might have been a little contact going through Adam Bergen to get to the ball, but it's a nice play. Good defensive play.
That was my thought initially, too. So 1st and 10.
All right, 52-week
1:25 on the clock.
I would start milking the clock a little here and wind this thing down so the field goal attempt comes at the end.
Chip and Dorsey again, both in the backfield. Las Vegas is passing. Rattay again to Perry. And he's bumped out of bounds on the play by Simeon Castile. And he got down to the 31.
Hey, sorry to leave right there, but I was trying to help Didi.
Hey guys, that pass interference call, that was a tough call right there. I thought the defensive back did a great job breaking on the ball, putting his hand in there and breaking up that pass. Unfortunately, the call went against him. Hopefully it doesn't hurt the Tuskers the rest of this drive.
Yeah, you defensive guys, stick together. Hey, I already stuck up for him, though. I agree with you 100%.
I like it, Doug. That's the first time I've ever heard you agree with the defensive player. But
well, don't get used to it. Don't get used to it.
Unfortunate for the Tuskers. Locals will take it. Here's Rattay. Another nice pass to the flat. And complete for more yardage to Sammy Parker. Clock stops at 1:14 now. Vanette and Melton on the defense.
Great timing on the pass. Melton running to the flat to try to get underneath it. The wide side of the field, impossible to get underneath that route. He was sprinting to get there. Nice timing on the throw. Another good completion. Got to get aggressive defensively now. You've got to cause some havoc, either a sack, a fumble, or interception, tip a ball, put some pressure on the quarterback.
Tim Rattay has gotten lost in the shuffle a little bit in the UFL with Culpepper and Garcia and Bollinger. Well, guess what? He's 25 for 33, and he's over 300 yards. He's had a real solid game for Las Vegas. Rattay now lofting for Perry. He was touched by Vanette. He was looking for the call, and none coming. Second down.
That's what you needed to do defensively. Get him uncomfortable. Press coverage. Bring the blitz. Get in his face. Get a hit on the quarterback. Make him rush the throw.
By throwing, Doug, the clock stops.
Sammy!
Well, it's only second down. They can. Well, now you're going to use your timeouts on defense. If Vegas decides to run the ball a couple of times here to kick the field goal, the Tuskers will use their timeouts and have an opportunity to get the ball back unless they convert and get another first down.
Right now you're talking about a 41-yard field goal.
52-week backer, Ray.
Well, D.D. Dorsey is strong side, which is not natural out of this formation. See if he's running the route out of the backfield.
In motion is Thurman. Here's Rattay. Over the middle, that's Dorsey again. And he helicopters to about the 17. Hit by Simeon Castile on the play.
Huddle.
Watch Jesse Boone in the middle at center here.
I tripped right on my back. He had a wide open alley.
Let's be in a speed bump. I'm just going to lay in front of you. You run over me and see if you can get my quarterback. I'm going to just be a speed bump. Got his feet caught up.
Tuskers use their timeout, so they have 2 left, and Las Vegas has 2 left. With 1:03, you know what Jay Gruden is thinking, like you mentioned, is that he wants to save some time just in case, especially with 3rd and 5. If they don't get it here, it's field goal opportunity for that man, Parker Douglas.
I tell you what, 3rd down, I'd still look to do something with D.D. out of the backfield.
Just like I saw. I'm going to go to the tight.
You can run the ball, but I'll tell you what, D.D.'s made plays. He's got 95 yards receiving out of the backfield.
To the backside, middle.
It's just been a big day.
And he's rushed for 99 yards. He's almost got 100 either way.
100 each.
Doug, are you surprised that Jim Fossil didn't call a run on first down? The Tuskers obviously have two timeouts left. Aren't you surprised that they didn't run the ball on first down?
Well, that's what I was. I think they needed to start milking the clock a little bit sooner, make them use up those timeouts. Now they got a chance to get the ball back, unless they convert here.
Perry and Parker are wide outs. Bergen, the tight end, to the right. Parker in motion on 3rd and 4. Here's Rattay. Little shuffle off to Dorsey. He's going to get the first down and more. Great play by Las Vegas. He got down to the 6.
Just like that.
Clock is moving here. 50 seconds and counting. Vegas going to let him go.
Defense should be calling their timeout.
I'm surprised Florida's not calling a timeout. It's
Little
still
shuffle pass. By the way, these count as passing yards for us quarterbacks. DD over 100 yards receiving now. Smart, conservative call. No risk involved. Get the ball in your hand, in the hands of your playmaker. Now milk the clock and kick the field goal and get out of here with a win.
Those of you expecting World Extreme Cage Fighting coming up right after our game, you're catching a good one here. 17-17, the Locos of Las Vegas in the white trying to take the lead. Shep taken down at the 5. That's not the worst thing in the world for Vegas as the clock is ticking down to 12.
Yeah.
Las Vegas and Florida are arch rivals in this 2-year-old league. Las Vegas won the championship game last year by 3 in overtime. Florida had not been beaten in regulation in all of the 6 games last year, and this year they were finally beaten by Sacramento. But this is the 5th matchup between these two teams in the young league, and almost every one of them has come down to this kind of excitement down the stretch, whether it's regulation or overtime.
Every one of them coming down to the wire. Florida had gotten the better of them the beginning of last year, but it was the championship game that turned it around, and Vegas got their confidence about it. Now, Florida's had a tough track the first start of the season.
Yep.
They've been traveling out west twice, short week, all that. Vegas coming off a bye week. And they're just going at it one more time, and it looks like the Locos are going to kick a field goal and win this thing at the end. They should be talking about getting the ball to the middle of the field and lining this thing up.
Still surprised Florida didn't call a timeout with about 45 seconds to go.
52.
Now there's only 12 seconds left on 2nd and 5. Bate, hand off to Shep. He's going to hang on and dive down to the 3. And now once they get to about 3 seconds, they call timeout and leave it all on the foot of Parker Douglas.
Well, Douglas obviously likes the right hash mark, so they ran twice to the right side to keep it over there.
Douglas last year kicked for the California Redwoods. He was 7 for 10. He was in camp with Sacramento, Doug, and he got beat by Fabrizio Scaccia, who we saw last week hit a 54-yarder. Douglas found out at 7 in the morning and texted Scaccia, who thought he was kidding, that you got the job, good going. But Scaccia told us he was very happy to see Parker land here. He's a good kicker, and now will have a chance to win the game for the Las Vegas Locos.
I was out on the field beforehand with these kickers, and this is a very spongy turf. And that plant foot goes down in a little bit, and there's a tendency to yank the ball left.
Douglas is 3 for 5 this season. He's missed from 36 and 37. This one is from 21. And he's got it, and the Las Vegas Locos have come on the road to Florida and handed the Tuskers a 20-17 defeat. And if that score looks familiar, it should. That's the score the Locos won the UFL championship back on November 27th of last year. Back to wrap it up from Orlando as Jim Fossil's Locos get their first victory of the year, and the Tuskers are reeling. They're now 1-2.